and welcome to the final day of the European Gymnastics Championships over in Zagreb in Croatia. Now, after a slow start, Team GB have won 4 medals in the last 2 days, culminating in a glorious gold bar from Joe Fraser.
Come on, Harry. This is the most difficult floor routine in this final. Makes it look so easy. Come on, needs to stick this. Oh! And Harry Hepworth takes the bronze. What an opportunity for this young man. Oh, beautiful, a triple twist from Lyuchenko. Oh, got to be happy with that. Bronze medal, Sol Scott of Great Britain. Beautiful original work, crisp, clean, precise. It's a bronze for Joe Fraser. Well, it's a big routine and it's full of risk. Come on, Joe, can he land on a medal? Watch this, kicks up, into the air. Oh, he's done it. Joe Fraser becomes European high bar champion. What about that?
What about that indeed? What a wonderful championships we've witnessed. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And with me in the studio today, we've got 3-time world champion Beth Tweddle and former Olympic bronze and Commonwealth gold medalist Sam Oldham. It has been magnificent. I mean, yesterday in particular was just medal after medal. It really was. We've had 4 medals in all, courtesy of 3 of the British lads. And Joe Fraser was just absolutely superb, wasn't he, Beth, yesterday?
He was, and I think his experience really shone through yesterday. Yeah. And when you've got that level experience to be able to go in, he's had a couple of years where he's been in and out with injury, but he knew his routines yesterday. There was no kind of doubt. Sometimes you watch gymnasts and think, oh, there's bits where they could fall, it could go wrong, where watching all of his routines yesterday, there was just no doubt the whole time. Everything was to perfection. We're seeing the high bar here, some of the release and catches. You see the Coleman here. Sorry, not the Coleman, the full twisting straight Kovac, but it's just like the level of difficulty. He's connecting the release and catches, putting the turns in, but everything's legs locked together. For young gymnasts watching this is a fabulous high bar. And he had a long wait for that confirmation. And I think sometimes, I don't know about you, Sam, that was the most nerve-wracking bit, because you can't control it.
I think what was so impressive as well, Sam, is that he'd had a bit of an up and down championships, really, thinking all the way back to qualification, which actually was the all-around. And then he gets at the very last piece, the last final, that's when he gets, you know, the gold.
Yeah, and I think his greatness shone through. I think we're seeing a graphic there of his achievements.
Well, this is the golden boy in more ways than one. These are just his gold medals, OK? He's got umpteen medals at, you know, world and European level, but this is just gold. So yeah, World Championship title, 4 European medals and 3 Commonwealth golds as well.
I think it's also the longevity. He was world champion back on P-bars back in 2019. We're now in 2026 and he's still producing the results. He's still pushing those youngsters. We've got numerous juniors that will have stepped into the senior ranks that are trying to get in that team, but he's holding still. And
I was just saying there about the up and down as far as the championships are concerned. I mean, it says an enormous amount, because he got a bronze medal on parallel bars in the final before that. He was almost sort of building up to the gold, wasn't he?
He really was. I mean, it was a great performance on the parallel bars, and to win a bronze medal on an event where he's been the champion previously, and Beth talked about there, 2019 was when he won the world title, and 2026 he's still competing at the highest level. The athlete that won Covton is one of the best in the world, so Joe's proven he's right up there with the top athletes. I mean, he won a world championship medal on the horizontal bar, you know, just less than a year ago. It's incredible, and what an example for those younger athletes, even on his team. I'm sure Sol, being an inexperienced team member, is thinking this is great just to be with Joe here and to soak in all that experience, but to see him do a performance like this, and then within less than 60 minutes, go onto the horizontal bar, do his warm-up, prepare, do a routine like he did, and to come out of it as a European champion on horizontal bar just shows the class and the quality of his gymnastics across all of those apparatus.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Sol Scott, 19 years old, really taking inspiration from Joe Fraser, 27 years old. He came here, didn't he, Sol, as a bit of a vault specialist to sort of gain experience on the international stage, if you like. And my word, he excelled as far as the execution side of things are concerned in a vault final that was all over the shop.
Yeah, there was a few mistakes, but ultimately you step up, you do your routines. Now, he knew that his difficulty wasn't as high as some of the other finalists, but the execution was spot on. Just the small little steps here and there, but the actual, when they're in the air, legs are locked together, the pop off the top, everything is so nice to watch. So although he didn't have that second vault at a 5-2, actually it didn't matter on the day because the execution won out.
Yeah, and it's one thing doing this in the training gym back home, Sam, but it's very, very different when you get into a competition situation. And there were some of the greatest vaulters in the world in that final. Things were going wrong, people were slipping on the vault, you know, some of those great gymnasts weren't landing their vaults. So for Sol to come here and to have to perform what he's practiced, you know, almost behind closed doors on the international stage, what do you think he'll take away from this experience?
I think it's going to take a huge amount away, Matt. And the honest answer is you really don't know how an athlete's going to perform until they're under those bright lights. You know, the junior level is very different to that senior competition format. And for him to have come here and produced such beautiful gymnastics, the thing I love about Sol is it looks so unique, because when do you see a vault specialist that's built like Sol, that's taller, that's leaner? He looks almost like a pommel worker. So when you see him perform a Yurchenko triple twist and it's sky high, I think everybody watching is like, whoa, that's really exciting.
It has
different.
impact.
Yeah, it really hits you.
Yeah.
And I think that's what his gymnastics does. That style comes across, and it's just incredible to watch.
Well, Harry did very well on floor. On the first day of the individual apparatus finals. But, I mean, he got himself a medal, but it wasn't without deductions. It's been a quirky championships, I think, hasn't it, for Harry?
Yeah, and I think he will absolutely look back and take the bronze medal. He'll be pleased with it. But there's also that frustration there, because you can see here just the small deductions. He had a few of them, and they soon add up. So the fact that he's still picking that bronze medal up with those small errors, but then you do something like that at the end of it, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So I think there will be frustrations, but ultimately it's still another medal in your pocket. It's still another kind of statement to the world. I'm not just a vault worker, I'm not just a ring specialist. I've got 3 potential medal chances, which, when that comes to putting a team together, leading into Worlds, leading into LA, that's a really big statement.
Massive, massive. Well, now the individuals move on to the team event. So let's see who is lining up for the defending champions, Team GB. Leading the team will be yesterday's hero, Joe Fraser, after his gold on the high bar. He's competing in 5 of the 6 disciplines. Floor bronze medalist Harry Hepworth is another key member of the team. Alongside fellow bronze medalist Sol Scott after his superb performance on vault. Courtney Tulloch is also in action. He finished just outside of the rings medals on Friday. And the team is completed by Jonas Rushworth. He was in the team that won gold last year and will be the first Brit in action today on pommel horse. Well, Great Britain qualified for this team event in 3rd, which means that they will rotate around the apparatus alongside Italy. The first discipline will be pommel horse, followed by rings, vault, parallel bars, high bar, and finally the floor. And there you can see which of the Brits will be competing on each piece of apparatus. So Joe is competing on 5 pieces. We've got Sol Scott on 4, Harry Hepworth doing 3, Courtney Tulloch's doing 3, and Jonas Rushworth is doing 3 as well. So every single gymnast they're going to be busy this afternoon, and quite a lot of pressure, because interestingly this format is 3 up and 3 to count. So let's just explore that a little bit, Sam.
Yeah, so in the qualification round, the athletes and the teams could put up 4 scores and they could drop one of those scores. In a team final situation, you can't drop any scores. So if you take a fall, that score is counting. So it becomes really, really interesting and exciting very quickly, because those top 2 teams starting on the floor, so that will be the World Gymnastics 2 team in Switzerland, they'll go head to head and they'll put their first gymnast up from World Gymnastics 2 and then the first Swiss gymnast, and then they'll flip-flop. And it'll be the same on rings, pommel horse, sorry, for Great Britain. So we'll be on pommel horse with Jonas Rushworth going first, and then the Italian team will put up their first gymnast. So you can really see a head-to-head dynamic, and I really like that they're doing that now with that format. And it's going to be very, very exciting to see how this all plays out, because 1 or 2 falls and all of a sudden the whole competition changes.
Yeah, and with regards to a fall, Beth, as far as deductions are concerned, that's a whole mark.
It is, and it can really make the difference, especially in this format for the team final, whether you're in a medal position or not. So it's always very nerve-wracking. You heard Joe talking yesterday, it's all about the team. He's such a team player. So when you're suddenly stood there and you do your routine and it doesn't quite get to go to plan, it's not just for yourself then, it's suddenly you have a bigger impact. So I used to feel the pressure for a team final, especially when you know there's a chance for a medal.
You loved a team final, didn't you?
I did love it, yeah. It was the jeopardy and the drama, and when you stood up there and you put your hand up, it's not just your dream on the line, it's your teammates sat down there in those chairs, so you feel that pressure. But then when you do win, I mean, it's just a euphoric feeling, and it's incredible. And I think it's going to be one of the, I've got a feeling today. I think if you look at the teams that were second all the way down to 8th, of all of those teams, we've picked up the most individual medals. So that will have given us so much confidence. And all of the interviews we've heard from the likes of Courtney, Harry, Joe, Sol this week, they always finish the interview talking about how important that team competition is going to be. So that tells you a lot about their mindset.
It was the same for you. I'm thinking back to 2014. We've got a picture of you, Sam. There's a young Sam Oldham there. Look, isn't that wonderful? Just second from the left, next to Max Whitlock there. And then we've got Dan Keatings there. Look.
Yeah, Dan Purvis,
Dan Purvis and Christian Thomas.
No beards in sight.
No.
I was desperate to grow a beard back then.
Oh, absolutely magic. But, I mean, it's interesting for Harry because we said, you know, he had a bit of a quirky competition on the individual side. So, you know, he's going to want to put an enormous amount right. And as you say, Sam, with that spirit for the team, that may be just what he needs here.
Yeah, and I've said to you, Matt, this week that for me, all of those top teams in the world, if you were playing a game of fantasy gymnastics, you'd take Harry on your team because he has the potential to win medals on 3 individual apparatus. So Harry will be focused on that team competition, and what he'll need to do is set aside some of the disappointments that you might have individually, because the main focus is now the team, and he's going to be a key member of this team today. If Harry can land his 5-6 vault, that's going to give us a massive boost when we get round to vault, because no other gymnast in this final is capable of doing that.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, Beth? Because at these championships, we've seen the Russian gymnasts for the first time in a very long time. They're competing for World Gymnastics 2 team, but their presence has a real impact, really, as far as the world stage is concerned, in world team and qualifying for the Olympics and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, from qualification, although Team GB did have mistakes, they were 7 marks ahead. So they really kind of stamped their mark down. But ultimately, now that we're into this kind of 3 up, 3 to count, they've not had much international experience where you're going back to back to back competitions. And that can make a huge difference. You're a lot more tired, just the pressure of everyone's watching, and ultimately it's their title to lose today. So I think it'll be interesting to see how those younger gymnasts without that experience do come through.
Yeah, I mean, they were quite far ahead in qualification, but the point is, you know, as far as silver and bronze are concerned, there's going to be a lot of vying for those medals.
Yeah, there really is. I think if you look at the team that qualified in second all the way down to the 8th team, the difference there is only 4 marks. You know, and so you've got team number in first, World Gymnastics 2. The gap between them and the second place was 7 marks, but the gap between the second place team and the 8th team is only 4. So you could see teams that maybe haven't traditionally been featured in that medal podium podium in a men's team final, really challenging today. And there's big names in all of those teams. So it's made the sport really exciting, this drop to 8 skills, because it's brought all the scores closer together.
Traditionally, Great Britain have been very good on pommel horse, which is our first piece of apparatus, but actually one of the weakest here this time. It's fascinating how the sport can go in phases, Beth.
Yeah, we quite often find a team will work on their weaker piece, bring that up to strength, which obviously we had a period of pommels, but now actually coming through on rings, coming through on vault, we are really, really strong. But hopefully, Joe, we have seen him medal on pommels. Jonas has got a really strong. So I think it's a good place, hopefully, to get it done and dusted.
Get it done.
Pommels is one of those you've just got to stay on.
And then move on to rings, which could be very interesting with the quality of the gymnasts that we've got on rings, Sam.
Yeah, if you put us head to head against those best teams, I think rings and vault, without a doubt, are our strongest apparatus today. It's going to be about who can go through their pommel rotation without taking any falls. Once you get round to high bar, that's another apparatus where it's quite easy to make some mistakes. So it really is going to be an exciting competition.
Well, let's get into the action now. We'll hand over to our commentary team of Christine Still and Craig Heap as we welcome the first gymnast to the end of the vault runway. This is the French gymnast Nayeli Sakwe. Craig, Chris, over to you.
Representing France,
well, a great piece to start on. Get rid of all that adrenaline, charge down the runway. Here he goes, first gymnast of the competition. Big, strong vault, lovely height, lovely length, and a great landing. That is a very good opener for France.
Very good start indeed. Not the most difficult vault, but exceptionally clean. The judges will start deducting from the springboard. Generally, the gymnasts will separate the legs with the amount of energy that's taken in this vault, but very clean on. As you said, great height, plenty of distance from the platform. That should get them off to a flying start.
Well, it's got a difficulty rating of 4.8. So you get 10 marks for execution. If he were to get all 10, he'd get 14.8. But you have to be, well, we never see that. There's always a deduction somewhere.
First gymnast for Russia representing World Gymnastics, Team 2, gets underway on the floor. Yakabuov, Mokahamazon. Oh, lovely opening tumble. Double twist, immediate double front, just that big step forward. This World Gymnastics 2 team had such a massive advantage over the rest of Europe in qualification. So got a bit of leeway for error, but they won't want to make any mistakes if possible. Starting to see gymnasts use some of this artistry. Can't just step into the corner. Two and a half into the straight front. This was a top scoring piece for World Gymnastics Team 2. Oh, lovely, half in, half out to finish. Great routine, Christine.
Absolutely, and he was the 4th highest floor scorer in the qualification. So very strong piece for him to start on. Strong piece for this team to open with. The 4th highest scorer. They did have the top scorer as well in the team. And you just saw a little rerun of their...
13.9 for the young Frenchman on the vault. First up for Great Britain then on the pommel horse, Jonas Rushford had a 12.8 in qualification, so room to improve.
Well, big pressure on this young shoulders here. Opening gymnast, opening piece. And he did that very well up into the handstand. You have to swing high above the pommel horse. He's got a good rhythm, good height there. Has to build the difficulty. It's not just enough to swing round cleanly. You have to add difficult elements, and you saw on the one handle there, he travels across the horse, keeping his rhythm, keeping the swing going. Up into the handstand, a very good start for Great Britain. That score has to count for the team total, and it certainly is a good, positive start.
They're packing as much difficulty as possible, but just get through clean and get off, and that was a perfect routine from Great Britain's Jonas Rushworth, 20-year-old.
Well, it was a little bit short on that first handstand, but we've seen gymnasts with the adrenaline overcook the handstand, step down onto the pommel, so very good, safe routine. That's what we want.
Tosh Hoidu of Hungary next to go. He scored a 13.4 in qualification. He's the first of the Hungarian vaulters. Just the one vault in the team final each.
Oh, good, solid, just a double twist. So not the most difficult. Hungary qualified in the 8th spot. So for these guys, it'll be just about trying to creep up the table. I don't think they've got the depth within the team to qualify. They've got a couple of good gymnasts, but you need more than a double twist in this company.
Yes, here you see, turns on, pushes up, and 2 twists. Now we'll see the majority of gymnasts in this competition do 2.5 twists, but that was very clean. He won't have given too much away. So you add the difficulty score and the execution score. I would have expected that execution to be in the 9s.
Yeah, I agree. So the first gymnast scores 14.166 for the World Gymnastic 2 team.
Big score for Kubov. So back to floor. Tia Perforetti, 13.7 in qualification for the 24-year-old.
And very good high double pike front somersault coming from the handspring. And the twisting front somersault into a straight front you have to do backwards. The gymnasts have to do backward tumbles like that. That was a double twisting back somersault, so they have to show the variety, show forward somersaults and backward somersaults. They also have to show non-acrobatic moves. Beautiful press to handstand. Swiss gymnasts are renowned for very stylish work. Arabesque, that's one of the elements you can include. Here we go. 2.5 full twisting front, 2 difficult elements in a row, and that builds your difficulty. The most difficult 8 elements, which have to include this final tumble, double pike, add up together to give you that difficulty score. That was a very clean routine, but not quite the difficulty we'll see from some of the teams.
Well, first of the 3 Swiss gymnasts up. And the highest score we've had so far is that World Gymnastics 2 gymnast, a 14.166.
Switzerland have had a real revival, a bit like Great Britain. I remember the time when they were, you know, struggling to qualify for team finals, but they really have to finish in 2nd place in qualification.
13.7 for the first Hungarian gymnast on vault. Those 2 rings for Victor Martinez. He competed on all of the pieces of apparatus to try and get into the top 10 of the all-round.
Into the Maltese position, just a little bit high. Gymnasts have to hold these in the correct position. That's the top planche, just again a little bit high in the feet. Struggling to control the rings as he swings into the handstand. Lovely swinging elements. Up and then again, come on. Really have to lock out. Double twisting, double back, just that little step forward. Some nice parts in the routine, but not as precise as we will see.
It's interesting because by having had the apparatus finals before the team final, we've seen the absolute best of the best in the competition. So it makes the third place team member look a little bit weaker than what we've been watching previously.
Yeah, you're right. It does actually, because you're comparing them to the best in Europe, which was 2 days ago.
Yeah. Peferetti scores a 13.233.
Third, so bronze medal at the all-around. Next, on-floor exercise forward gymnastics.
Daniel
Marinov.
Bronze in the all-round.
Super full twisting, double straight somersault. Makes it look easy. He's the one member of this team that's working every piece today. That was super control on the double front. And the jump full turn down to front support. You can do that instead of arabesque, and many of the gymnasts much prefer the dynamic work rather than the controlled balance. But predominantly it's the dynamic tumbles that gets the big scores. Full twisting front, double pike front. Seeing great variety in this routine. 2.5 twist. He really controls that landing, that blind landing so confidently. Here we go, big, strong, final tumble. Ooh, just a double pike. Not the most difficult final tumble, and he would have liked to have stuck that dead because you get a bonus if you manage that. The little pace there.
Lots of difficulty before the final tumble though, Christine. Look at this. The double straight with the full twist, not just as precise on that, but I feel this routine got better as he went through it with his landings.
Well, I can see the scoreboard that Sol Scott has scored a 13.6 on pommel horse.
That's a very positive score. That's great.
Actually, I think that was Jonas.
So 13.3. Yeah, I've got a 13.3 and a 13.6.
Great start.
No names next to the scoreboard I'm looking at, but I'm just looking at scores.
Clever guess, 50-50.
Trying to bring everybody up to date with what's going on, because we're not in control of these pictures. Anyway, let's join the German, Radimir Stelmach, on rings.
Needs to get into the meat of the routine. Oh, that's lovely swinging elements. Up and then struggle just to control it in the handstand. Not full of strength, getting the difficulty through the swinging skills. Double twisting, double back to finish. Young gymnast obviously working towards adding difficulty through the strength work. That wobble in the handstand, a little bit costly for the German.
Very good, precise work, though. Shoulders just not quite down in line with the rings. But he's a very stylish gymnast. Controlling that handstand beautifully and the landing on that double twisting double back.
A 13.8 for Marinov, the World Gymnastics 2 team. Follows a 14.166 from his teammate. So Florian Lagenegger of Switzerland next to go. He was 10th in the all-round competition, and he scored a 13.8 on floor.
in that all-round.
Ooh, that was superb. Full twisting front, immediate double front. Not a flicker on the landing. And that same excellent landing on the way back. Double straight, not quite as valuable to the difficulty as a double straight with full twist, but still very strong here.
It was unchanged. They're looking for the stick bonus, also for the hold of
Switzerland
that is still under
relying on their execution, their great execution, more than their difficulty. And this has been really very special. Very measured in the 2.5 twist, straight front. That's the first little hop he's had on landing. Everything else has been so precise. Now, can he make it another landing? He can. That's the 0.1 bonus that he'll be given for landing without a step. That was one of the most precise floor routines I've seen.
Yes, very crisp. And Switzerland are competing alongside World Gymnastics 2 team because they qualified in second place ahead of Great Britain. So it's going to be very interesting to see where the silver and bronze medals go.
It's unchanged.
Stelmach scores at 12.633. Across to pommel horse we go, and Great Britain's Joe Fraser. He's following a score of 13.6 and 13.3 from Great Britain. Needs to keep the consistency here. This is such a key routine for Great Britain. Can we get pommel horse out the way with no falls? Come on, Joe.
Well, he had a full-on day yesterday, so let's hope he's got something left in the tank. That's how you do the start, straight up to the handstand, single leg work, and again back down, picks up into the double leg work. Beautiful, floats above this apparatus. Intricate work on the one pommel handle. And again, the woo travel.
Come on.
This is looking good, and back down again. Come on, up into the handstand pirouette. What a routine that is! Is he tired? I don't think so.
No, that was so important. 3 up, 3 to count. Great Britain, well, they've nailed pommel horse, Chris.
Well, that was fantastic. He even survived you saying this is looking good, Craig. It's always a nerve-wracking moment when the commentator says that. But Joe was ready for it. And look at that fantastic routine.
Absolutely superb, and that every single 10th is going to count here. Well, he scored a 13.7 in qualification. That's a 13.866 for Lagenegger.
Your next one representing Germany.
Well, I think that was a better routine than qualification.
Across to floor, and the World Gymnastics 2 team made up of the Russian gymnasts Seni Dukno, the 18-year-old, silver in the floor final. You know, silver in the all-round, but he can't half-work this piece.
And the new great hope for this team. He's had a bit of a mixed championships here, made some mistakes, but this is a great piece for him. He will have learned a great deal from the floor final already, and he'll want to be leading this team. Fantastic landings off really difficult skills, double twisting, double back along the side pass. And very classy, always beautiful straight legs, light, but very dynamic. He's been dominant in the junior ranks. Big puff. Ooh, well done. That was 2.5 twisting front. Difficult skill to land. Here we go. Double straight with full twist to finish. That was pretty impressive floor work.
It was absolutely packed with difficulty, beautifully executed. I mean, you can forgive him a few tenths for a few hops here and there.
Well, I just love the concentration on the landing. He almost, you know, his arms are in front of him and he's placing, you know, his heels and feet on the floor. He looked a little bit tired over the last couple of days in the apparatus finals, but certainly freshen up for it today.
14.066 for Joe Fraser. It's only the second score over 14 that we've seen in this team final so far.
Well, Great Britain have improved over 3 marks on the pommel horse from qualification.
So back to pommel horse we go. This is Edoardo De Rosa of Italy.
Just a little bit of separation there in the feet. You really need to squeeze the ankles together. Lift above the apparatus. And when they travel forward, the judges are looking for the hands being placed together in line. That's good work though, he's settling in nicely. Up into the handstand, pirouettes. Solid routine for the Italian. I mean, they really are going to battle with Great Britain, I feel.
And Switzerland, for sure.
Well, interestingly, Italy were the top scoring team on the pommel horse in qualification, and you can see why. Beautiful style and line to this routine. Hips high, very efficient work.
Well, so far they've got a 13.533 and a 13.3. I think Great Britain will go ahead with a 13.6, 13.3 and 14.066. I said he ducked no scores, 14.466, huge score. Launching the World Gymnastics 2 team up into the top spot.
Interesting, Matt, half a mark down on floor from qualification.
Well, the last gymnast to take to the floor in this top group is Noah Seifert. He got a 4th place in the all-around competition. Working lots of pieces today.
And that strong handspring double piked front as his opening tumble. Another forward tumble. Now the backward double twist. See, not quite the level of difficulty we've seen from the previous gymnast on the floor. He just did a double twist along the side. The previous gymnast did a double twisting double back along the side, and that's why there's the difference in the difficulty scores. Lovely balance and very precise work here. Very measured performance. 2.5 straight front. All these gymnasts practice landing so much in the gym. They know where the floor is. Here he comes, needs a big tumble now. Double pike, oh, and he just made a little pace that when the pressure's on for the extra point, it's amazing how many of them don't quite manage that same precise landing.
Yeah, the Swiss gymnasts really have to go for the execution on this piece of apparatus. He only had a 4.9 start value in qualification. So it's a team that really do concentrate on the style. Lots of gymnasts opting for this double pike back dismount, which I think is quite a difficult one to finish on to try and get that stick bonus. But a great start for Great Britain. Can all breathe a little bit easier. It reminds me of, well, the pommels is a bit like the beam for the women.
De Rosa scores a 13.633. Absolutely, to get off there with some strong scores, very, very helpful. 6 pieces of apparatus in all, 5 to go for Great Britain. They'll be moving round to rings now. We'll see with a chance to see Courtney Tulloch and Harry Hepworth up on rings. 13.466 for Noah Seifert and Switzerland. That will put them into 5th, I think. Yes, here is confirmation after the first piece of apparatus. World Gymnastics 2 team out in the lead. Ahead of France, Hungary are currently in third, just ahead of Great Britain in fourth. But don't let that fool you. Switzerland are in fifth, Italy sixth, Belgium seventh, and Germany in eighth. So here is a chance to have a look back at Great Britain's Sol Scott.
Yeah, you can see there, he started off really strongly on that one pommel handle there. This is where if you slow down a little bit, it makes it really hard work. There you go, the Wu travel forwards. Magyar. And he's gone.
But we do know that he stayed on.
He did stay on, yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, well done for Great Britain, Sol Scott. So the three scores were 13.6, 13.3 and 14.066.
So after that one piece, we're Great Britain are fourth. And had we taken their score from qualification, they would have been eighth. So that's a massive improvement already.
I think that from the biggest improvement on apparatus, Great Britain's just done that. I've done the calculations, Chris. 3.333 improvement. So that will definitely put the pressure on the other teams.
A chance to look back at another of the Hungarian vaulters in that last rotation, and that was a belting landing. Surely got the stuck dismount for that. The stick bonus.
You're right.
There it is, 13.7.
It doesn't really give you a true standings until all the gymnasts have been through vault.
No, so the gymnasts here just are warming up. So this is the order of play. Switzerland and World Gymnastics 2, they move to pommel horse, and then Italy and Great Britain go to rings. Germany and Belgium on vault. Parallel bars, we'll see Hungary and France. There's the ring workers for Great Britain. So just a chance to catch up with Sam Oldham in the studio. We saw Joe Fraser's and a bit of Sol Scott there on pommel horse, Sam, but obviously delighted to see three clean routines for Great Britain on pommel.
Yeah, incredible start that was, Matt, from the team, and Craig spoke about the improvement in the scores. I think for Jonas to go up first, that first skill is so nerve-wracking in a team final, particularly when you're starting on pommel horse. But for him to have nailed his routine, and then the scores just kind of built from that point on. Sol Scott is so young, 19 years of age, but looked so composed in his routine, and it was very, very impressive. And then Joe had to wait for so long to perform his routine at the end of that rotation, and just showed his class and his experience, and that's one of the best pommel horse routines I remember Joe doing in a team final. Just incredible. So yeah, the perfect start really was.
Well, 14.066. I mean, world class as far as pommel horse is concerned. But we move on now to rings. That'll be a great incentive, obviously, that big score on pommel horse to move round to rings. And we've got a chance to see Courtney Tulloch and Harry Hepworth. It's almost a rerun of the rings final, this one, Sam.
It really is. We have such a strong lineup on rings. Joe himself, being a top all-rounder, is a great rings worker and has made apparatus finals at World Cups on rings. So to see these three strong men go up, that pommel rotation will have given them so much confidence, because rings isn't as nerve-wracking. There's less opportunity for falls until you get to that dismount. So if they can go in there, channel that energy in the right way, and the two boys doing the triple backs can put them on their feet, that really is going to pile the pressure on those teams that qualified in first and second with the World Gymnastics 2 and the Swiss team.
Yeah, so World Gymnastics 2 out in the lead. I think we all expected that, really, didn't we? But what did you make of their floor work, and actually just looking at them, the way that they're approaching this competition? They've been a little bit shaky on some pieces, but what do you think their mentality is going into this team final and the message that they want to send?
Yeah, I think that they are looking ahead to that World Championships and thinking, if we can go through this competition hit 18 out of the 18 routines, we can really lay a marker of what we might be able to do there later in October. But for today, I think their main job and their most important apparatus is going to be this one on pommel horse.
Right.
We saw Duckno make a mistake in the final yesterday, and with the British guys going up there and hitting those free routines, I think outside of the World Gymnastics 2 team, the British team are the team with the most firepower that could challenge them. So this is going to be a real key rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for now, Sam. We'll be back with you shortly as we prepare for the second rotation. So this is 2 of 6. I'll just give you another insight that we've got Switzerland and World Gymnastics 2 on pommel horse. You've got Italy and Great Britain on rings, Germany and Belgium on vault, and Hungary and France on parallel bars. And we are sticking with vault now with a German gymnast, Rodimir Stelmach. German's currently down in 8th place, but this is a gymnast who's working all pieces of apparatus today. Was quite impressive, I have to say, in qualification on vault. He scored 13.933. And you often see the countries that have been on vault higher up the leaderboard. Such a high-scoring piece of apparatus, this. So the first of the 3 vaulters for Germany.
So you've got a 20-meter run, plants the hands, very good 2.5 twist, but you can see his foot was just on the outside tram line. That's one of the deductions that he'll lose from that 10 for execution, but there wasn't too much else.
Yeah, very clean vault. You can see just that. Oh no, it was in. Look from the other angle, Chris, that it was over the line, but no deduction there on the tram line.
So on to Switzerland, who were in 5th, stepping up to this second piece of apparatus. Florian Lagenegger did well on floor.
It was a good piece of apparatus for the Swiss team in qualification. They had the second highest score. Always very good on the execution. Really extending at the front of the double leg circle, you can see there. Pushing out, keep the momentum going. The spindle on the end of the pommel horse, he'll travel forwards. Magyar and backwards with the Javado. Up into the handstand. Oh, a little hesitation. What a shame. But a very good, solid performance.
He's through
it.
He'll be delighted with just getting through on pommels.
He will, and it was better than just getting through, actually. I thought it was a very competent performance. Some difficult work in there. And, you know, legs locked together, hips high. Just that little pause there.
That's actually quite a big deduction.
Is it?
Yeah, you can't pause, you cannot use strength. It's got to be fluent into the handstand. So even though the rest of the routine was really good, he'll pick up a deduction.
Big score for Stelmach on vault for Germany. Expect them to move up the rankings and pop themselves up into 2nd for now. Still lots of scores to go in this team final. So, Great Britain's Joe Fraser. He's been absolutely fantastic in the last 2 days, but today is all about the team. He's just put in a huge score on pommel horse for Great Britain, and he'll look to do the same here on rings. Looking for high 13s here.
Well, immediately into the strength element. He's a powerful gymnast. And all the gymnasts wanting to link these strength moves together. That was good. Shoulders were right down on the crucifix. Now the swinging, the front somersaults, has to hit the handstand at the back. He had just a little hesitation there.
Well done.
Very good. He's controlling it now. Up into handstand. Double twisting, double tap. Beautiful landing. Just a little wrestle on one of those handstands.
But what a recovery it was, and the way that he pulled that back, and then the second half of the routine was absolutely superb. Another classic Joe Fraser performance, wasn't it?
Oh, tremendous. That's got to be the stick bonus as well. He has a 5-1 start value from qualification, and absolutely just, it's getting better and better.
Laganega 13.433, but yeah, what a benchmark for Courtney and Harry to work off from Joe Fraser there. Parallel bars now, Pierre Cassam-Sinet of France.
Unusual start on the one rail. From here, he'll work back down the bars, up, under somersault. That's the Tippelt skill. A little bit too long on the one rail. Judges are looking for these skills from the one rail to keep moving. Got to keep the routine fluid. Oh, double front dismount. Solid routine, but there were areas where I think the judges could take the odd tenth.
Yeah, tricky dismount to spot the landing on that one, Chris.
Yes, it travelled forwards a little bit as well, which always makes it more difficult. But the French have not had a strong team for the last few years, and it's great to see them here in team final. A relatively new group of gymnasts here for France, and very good to see them performing such lovely gymnastics, actually.
Well, I remember them. They actually won the team in the Europeans years ago.
They've had a bit of a struggle for the last few years, though.
So Great Britain's Joe Fraser scored a 13.9. That is absolutely superb. Follows a 14 on pommel horse, 13.9 rings. Come on. If only it was the all-round. So Dominic Tamzel of Switzerland next to go on pommel horse. He scored a 13.9 in qualification on this piece. So he's got the difficulty and looks like he's got the execution as well.
Starting with the single leg work, you have to show single leg and double leg circles. Good height, good extension on all the swinging, as we've come to expect from the Swiss gymnasts. They'll sometimes sacrifice difficulty for perfect technique, and this is pretty impressive, moving rapidly along the horse, backwards and forwards. Oh, but again, another little pause into the dismount. Finished it off well, but like you said, Craig, that is an area of deduction.
Yeah, well, it cost his teammate beforehand. The work before the dismount is absolutely superb, but if you don't nail a good flowing dismount, the judges will definitely hammer you for that.
Switzerland qualified second for this team final, ahead of Great Britain. But they're struggling to find the extra tenth today. Great Britain feel like they're on song.
It's quite a different feeling in the team final to the qualification. You've got all the teams in qualification.
13.266 is the first French score on parallel bars, added to the next two to give the team total on parallel bars. Every score counting as a group to give that country total before moving on to the next piece. Squad of 5 to choose from. Tosh Hoido of Hungary mounts the parallel bars.
Oh, lovely control at the start, under somersault with half turn. That element, the front up rise, increases the difficulty. straddle front somersault. Not the most difficult routine we'll see, so he needs a good dismount. Double front, oh, and he sticks it. Well, he needed that 10th. That is a really difficult dismount to land, Chris.
It is indeed, and I thought he had a little bit of a straight leg landing, but he nailed it. He gave himself a little jolt through the body. Lovely high front somersault. Not quite so extended in some of his handstand positions, but a really good fighting routine.
Well, Hungary were in third. Dominic Tamzel scores a 13.733 for Switzerland. Back to pommel horse we go. Daniel Marinov, the gymnast that took the bronze in that all-round competition. Every piece of apparatus, this apparatus number 2 for him today.
And classy handstand shape on that opening series. All very confident on the one handle and the one arm. Fast-paced routine, this one. And actually, if you can work fast like this, you zip through the routine. Really, oh, great work there. He managed to keep the legs locked together. Absolutely dynamic pommel horse work. You wouldn't always think of that, but good, strong finish. I like that routine a lot, Craig.
Yeah, for me, a little bit on the travels. He was skewed by one hand slightly behind the other, and that's where the judges really do take the deductions. But you're right, he's a very compact gymnast. He must have fallen in qualification because he only had a 12.9. But you are right, Christine. This is a piece of apparatus where the faster you swing, the easier it is to balance. So as soon as you lose that momentum, they've more chance of falling from the apparatus. But steady, and that is what they need.
Building their score. Hungary 13.566. They were in third. So on we go with Great Britain now with their second gymnast, Harry Hepworth. So can he put right the demons that he came up against in the rings final? His first half of the rings routine was almost as if he was going to get on that podium in the rings final. Then he had a moment. Here we go.
Look at that. This gymnast looks like he's on hydraulics on this piece of apparatus. That's a very difficult skill to control. Inverted crucifix, down to the back planche, into the crucifix. Got to swing. No problem today, up into the handstand. Uprise again into that magnificent Maltese. Come on, dismount to go. Into the floor! He's done it! Oh my word!
Oh, what a rings routine. That was absolutely phenomenal. The difficulty, the execution, and then the landing.
Oh, well done, Harry. He put all the demons from yesterday to bed. That
if
was
he'd have done
superb.
that yesterday, he'd have won a rings European medal. What about that?
100%.
Fantastic body shape in all these strength elements. He's such a compact physique. He's so suited to this.
Wow. I'll tell you what, where the judge is going to deduct from here, because I was on point for most of that routine.
Well, he had a 14.233. I'm looking at a 14.4. Come on, judges.
He'll be delighted because he
Yes.
was very disappointed with himself yesterday.
Well done, Harry.
Well, enjoy the moment and move on to rings, Harry. We've got that next. Come on, son. Unbelievable. Well, on with the sticky stuff. Sometimes a bit of honey, sugar water. Mix that with the chalk. Wow. So parallel bars it is. And the third gymnast up for Hungary, it's Christopher Mészáros.
And a good tradition on parallel bars, the Hungarians. That was a zippy start. Oh, super somersaulting work, and you see this routine keeps flowing. Hits a lovely handstand line, but then moves straight out of it. This is great work. Just a little bit of a pause up to the handstand. But classy performance, lots of control, moves in and out of the one rail. Lovely shape in his handstand. Here we go. Can it be a good dismount? Little tiny hop, but that was, I really like that bar, that parallel bar routine.
Yeah, very, very stylish. Hungarians noted for the style, and you can see why he was in the parallel bar final yesterday. Some really nice work, the transition along the bars there. Legs locked straight, pointed toes. Got a nice rhythm and tempo to this routine. That'll score very well. I know he didn't get the 0.1 landing bonus, but yeah, Hungary working well.
A 13.666.
14.0, great score for Team Switzerland.
Seni Dukno of World Gymnastics too, the 18-year-old Russian, just mentally working through his pommel horse routine. Second piece of the day for him. Silver in the all-round competition. This was a key factor to his score.
Well, he had a nightmare on this apparatus in the pommel horse final, so he'll want to put that behind him. And beautiful extension. Just look at the extension above the pommels. Legs locked together. Come on, he needs to keep the rhythm now. All these extra circles, it does sap the strength in the arms. Come on, as he's left enough up into the handstand. Pirouettes, no problem at all. That's why he made the pommel horse final.
Class act. He scored a 14.333 in the all-around competition, which was also qualification for this pommel final, and he enjoyed that.
He did indeed, and I'm very pleased to see him put the poor performance in the finals behind him. He's obviously a really classy gymnast who we're going to see lots and lots of in the future. He looks a different, animated person now. He's got that over with, because his technique is wonderful.
Yeah, so assured. I mean, my word, effortless.
Yes, he has got that effortless quality, hasn't he? Even through the mistakes of the last couple of days, you could see he got that special something.
Well, we wondered how tired they would be. You know, it's unused to international competition, but here we are in the last competition of the championships, and well, looked like it's first day afresh. Mészáros scores a 13.933.
What's for Harry?
14.566. It's a massive score for Great Britain. In fact, it's the highest score of the competition so far.
And the highest ring score in the final was 14.4.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So that will give him bags of confidence, and hopefully plenty of confidence for Courtney to go up.
Yeah, well, Courtney's just got to follow that up now. Great performance from Joe Fraser, fantastic from Harry Hepworth. So a 13.9 and a 14.566 for Great Britain so far. And Courtney, as we know, has the ability to do very, very well. He was in the rings final, he finished fourth, almost on a technicality as far as the scores are concerned, but he scored the same as the gymnast who got bronze. So come on, Courtney Tulloch. Great Britain looking to climb up into the top three after this.
Oh, that's super strength. And again, what great combination there. Little pause, starts the swing up into the handstand. Have to hold that, he does it nicely. All these strength moves have to be held for 2 seconds. And he does so, beautiful body shape. Shoulders right down in line with the rings, lifts his chin to show his confidence. Now, swing up to handstand. This, the dismount, is the all-important element. Up we go, triple back.
Oh!
Another stuck landing. What a day for Great Britain.
That was absolutely superb. Courtney Tulloch, you are magnificent. Yes.
Oh. It just needed Harry to show him how to do it, obviously. I mean, wow, what a time to pull it out the bag.
Sticking a triple back twice, 2 in a row.
Amazing, amazing.
We did say when they stick this, they will be champions of Europe.
Yeah.
And they have.
Wow.
And the scores to prove it.
Look at the style. I mean, I tell you what as well, he had a bit of a swing at times, did Courtney, on the rings, and his control and timing was absolutely exceptional.
His hand was a little bit close to the mat there as well.
Wow.
The hand was right down. I hope it didn't brush the mat.
Let's have another look if we can, who knows. Did seem a bit close.
I thought that was a much better dismount, though, than the one in the final.
Yeah.
Both of them performed beautifully.
Again, the pressure is off slightly, you know what I mean? I know they're going for the team event, but when you're in the final, it's all for you. You've got that one opportunity. But great for these lads. Great Britain are absolutely flying on these first 2 pieces of apparatus.
Teddy Duckno scores a 13.966. So he's up on his all-around score on pommel horse. Still waiting for Courtney's score to come in to confirm the standings, and how close was that hand to the mat is the question we're asking. Desperately want to see it again, but...
I do. I really hope he didn't touch.
Well, Courtney's obviously whipping round to try and warm up for vault now. So the attention that you've got to have, I mean, the mental gymnastics that has to go on in a situation like this to switch from rings straight through to vault. 14.3. That'll do nicely. Absolutely superb scores for Great Britain. And I think they'll go ahead of the World Gymnastics 2 team here. They do. Confirmation that Great Britain are in the lead ahead of World Gymnastics 2. Hungary in 3rd, Switzerland 4th, France 5th, Italy 6th, Germany 7th, and Belgium in 8th. So Great Britain move up from 5th place up into 1st. That's 2 of the 6 pieces of apparatus to go, so 4 pieces left. And, dare I say it, vault is not a bad piece for Great Britain either, Craig.
It's not at all, and don't be mistaken with Courtney thinking he's just a rings worker. He can vault. I mean, they often the two go together, hand in hand, vault and rings. And he'll be out again on the parallel bars as well. So he has got a real opportunity to prove to the coaches that he should be part of this setup going forward over the next couple of years. But they've got a real camaraderie, these lads, haven't they, Christine, don't you think?
Oh, definitely, yes. I mean, actually, it's interesting because we've sent 2 different teams, one to Europeans, one to Commonwealth Games. So it shows the strength of squad that we've been able to, that Great Britain have been able to do that.
So a chance to look back at Nicola Coulet's vault, the Belgium gymnast. Belgium down in 8th place after that last rotation.
Bit of a scurrying run. Oh, and the double handspring, double front and sat down. That will be costly. It's 1 whole mark off.
Yes. That's dropped them down to 8th. He gets 12.666. Not sure why they showed that, really. Feel sorry for him.
Well, I think when you look at the scores, guys, we just need to keep an eye on Switzerland because obviously they pipped us in qualification.
2 marks behind as it stands. Zidane Savelli of the World Gymnastics 2 team.
Up into the handstand, back down to the single leg work. That's a difficult part early on in the routine, especially when you're full of adrenaline. The zone skill, a little bit wild there, did well to stay on. And oh, he's just absolutely lost concentration. I don't know what happened there, but it just had an absolute mare.
Well, he gets a 12.066, and that is a very important routine for us to see, because this is the routine that's allowed Great Britain to be leading this team final now.
Yeah, and all 3 scores count, and this has been one of the great things for the British gymnastic team over the years. They really do pull it together on the 3 up 3 to count. Where in the qualification round, if you have a bad score, you throw it away. Now, World Gymnastics team number 2 have to carry a 12.066. However, they do have a large buffer, so no more mistakes required from those guys.
Well, a chance to bring in Sam Oldham in the studio, and another opportunity to look back at Joe Fraser's rings routine. Obviously, we saw great routines from both Harry and Courtney, but this was really important, wasn't it, Sam?
Yeah, it really was, and you saw that mistake from Harry yesterday in the rings final there, Matt, where he couldn't quite muscle his handstand back round. Joe did it, and then he did an incredible dismount where he stuck it there dead. It was an amazing performance, and that really set us up for what was to come. And, you know, thinking about it now, actually, we stuck all 3 dismounts.
Yes.
Just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that was the moment, and it could have gone either way, and he managed to sort of keep form, actually, even when he lost the move, which was exceptional.
Yeah, he really fought for that, and sometimes in a performance, in a team final, you have to really do that in those moments. That could go either way, and he really gritted his teeth, managed to pull it back, and it wasn't a big deduction in the end, and that's the mark of a great athlete and great teams. They're able to do that in those big moments.
Yeah, and here's Harry. Sort of the second part of the routine was where things didn't go to plan for him in the rings final, but Sam, I mean, this was just another level.
Yeah, Matt, I mean, me and Beth were celebrating in the studio. It was just, that was it. You know, the last 2 years of work, I imagine, alongside his coach, has been building towards a performance like that. To have pulled off that triple back and to have stuck it, you know, I said to Beth, I think that's the best rings routine I've ever seen a British gymnast do. And 14.566, the highest ring score we've seen of this whole championships.
Well, Beth, we can see Sol Scott just warming up at the end of the vault runway. He's chalking up now, but we're just having a little look, obviously, back at Courtney as well, and his fantastic dismount. There's the triple back, Beth. Perfect.
Yeah, another great dismount there from Courtney. He stuck it, which, you know, we talked about, could any of those 2 gymnasts stick their dismount? They've both done it in the big moment in the team final on rings. Incredible. I'm sure they can't quite believe that.
Well, they've had to reset and, you know, put that behind them now, and all that energy and that excitement, and try and get the composure. Sol Scott, who made his mark in the vault final, getting a bronze for Great Britain, he now has the job of trying to keep that consistency. He's only got 1 shot at this vault. He scored a 14 in qualification. But can he keep this momentum for Great Britain, who lead this men's team final?
Well, a lot of pressure on him here. Up he goes, beautiful height. Not quite such a clean landing as we saw in the vault final, but the same beautiful style through the air.
Really is an elegant gymnast to watch. Being so tall, he really does work off the top of the vault. Again, his inexperience in this field of seeing Great Britain in the lead, and you've got that extra adrenaline. So he did really, really well to control that. triple twist is a big vault as well, so he'll put in a good score.
He makes it look very easy, that triple, actually.
It looks like he'll do a 3.5.
Yeah, very, very impressive.
Next time he's at Lilleshall, Christine, just mention it.
So across the rings we go, and Bukamajian Yakubov of World Gymnastics 2. 1.6 marks behind Great Britain. So a big climb back then for World Gymnastics 2 begins.
The front somersault into a crucifix called the Homner skill. And again, back into a crucifix. Lovely swinging elements. Just has to flex the elbows a little bit to get into the handstand. Much more secure there, the backward long swing. Got the dismount to go, it's another triple back and it's another stick. Well, I don't know what they've got on those mats today, guys, but they're not moving.
That was great. I was sort of not quite expecting it. Obviously, we don't know their routines as well as we do the British, but he just did it so nonchalantly.
Yeah, he did. Again, it was, like I say, it's almost as if it's first day of competition for them. You wouldn't believe they've done what they've done.
Well, we did notice, you know, at the end of last weekend, the gymnasts were looking a bit tired, and we thought this new format of having the team at the end, but the guys are looking quite fresh.
They are indeed, and it is quite a different format.
Sol Scott for Great Britain scores 14.3. These scores over 14 just keep on coming for Great Britain.
Well, that's a 0.3 up on his qualification vault. I mean, these lads are having the time of their life.
Well, Harry and Courtney left to vault. Really piling the pressure on the rest of Europe here. And they're having fun out there. They're enjoying it.
Well, interestingly enough, when I messaged Joe and said, oh, well done from all of us, his reply was, let the fun begin.
Yes.
So they've obviously got the right mindset, and that's a massive thing in a competition like this. You know, if you over-pressurise yourself, that's when the mistakes happen. Yeah, great start. I'm interested to see what Volt Courtney will do.
Yeah, well, Gabrielle Eichhorn of Germany is the first of the 3 German gymnasts up onto parallel bars. Germany were down in 7th at the start of this rotation.
This usually a good piece of apparatus for them, and that was a very clean start. Strong, fluent work here. Combination of pirouetting skills. And again, bounce out from the one rail. This is the move preceding the double front dismount, but that was really quite a big step forward. He did well not to put his hands down.
Yeah, it's such a shame actually, because that routine really did flow. There was no hesitation on the handstands. So that's the type of routine the judges are looking for. Really zippy, compact performance. I mean, Germany's had some great parallel bar workers over the years. Yeah, see there, that's what the judges are looking for, that you can't hesitate on that one bar. You've got to keep it moving. Nice work. You're right, Chris, did well to hang on at that dismount.
Come on, Courtney.
So Courtney didn't vault in qualification, so this is his first time of vaulting in this championships.
Well, he's been in a European vault final before. He's got the power and he's got the execution as the 30-year-old. Focusing in on the vault, Great Britain's Courtney Tulloch.
Well, he has the locker of 2 massive vaults. What's he going for? Oh, look at that! Double front with the half turn, Dragulescu. Just that little step back, but wow.
really pleased to see that.
Yes.
Quite often when you see him training, it's not so successful. So that was, so my heart was pounding a bit. Just come on, Courtney, get that adrenaline going.
He gave it everything, didn't he? Look off the top of the table, up into the rafters.
No, that was great. Great vaulting. We needed that.
Just a 0.1, that's all. Crossing the line.
Well, he'll be very, very pleased with those two pieces of apparatus.
So World Gymnastics 2 trying to close the gap on Great Britain. 12.566. And unsurprisingly, he's put in an inquiry. It seems very low considering the routine that we witnessed.
It does indeed.
Noah Seifert next up on rings. Gymnast that was fourth in that all-around competition. He scored a 12.6 at 3-3 in qualification. Switzerland currently sitting in fourth.
And a good start, but not such massive strength as we've seen from some gymnasts. But great control of the rings. They're hardly flickering. Super swinging elements, the double front somersaults and a well-held handstand. Big double twisting, double back, but it was a little bit short on the real strength elements for me. That's probably what's keeping it in the 12s.
Well, if that World Gymnastics 2 score does remain at 12.566, that will be a blow.
Yeah, a very big blow. And, you know, we've talked about the gymnasts from Russia not being in international competition, so you don't have that competition fitness. We spend a lot of time talking about it, but it is real.
Well, it's like anything, you need to practice not only the skills but also the competition, how to control your emotions, how to bring your best performance.
Aishon for Germany scores a 13.366.
To be able to compete at your best is as much a skill as doing a triple back.
Yep.
So about a 14-1 for Great Britain. For Courtney Tulloch, 14-1 and 14-3 for Sol Scott. Harry Hepworth left to go. Hungarian high bar gymnast just preparing. The second gymnast up for Hungary on high bar. Szilard Szaboly. Szaboly is 21. My apologies, this is Tomczany, Benedict Tomczany. It's following Szaboly. Szaboly scored a 13.166, so Tomczany next to go.
Tall gymnast, so can work the apparatus with a lovely style. Just a little change of body shape. Oh, that was a little bit wild. The squat dislocate with a half turn. We haven't had a release yet, so here comes the first one. Oh my word. Straddle Katchev. He didn't have any hope of catching that.
Didn't make the right actions in the air at all. Just sort of straddled over, didn't he?
Just no effort to reach forward for the bar at all. So, yeah, so one of the requirements is a release and catch. One full mark for the fall, and the requirement of a release and catch is half a mark. So it's 1.5 down. If I was the coach, I'd be saying to him, you need to show me a release and catch. Is he going to go again? Yes, I think he will. That's better. Gymnasts have to change grip, work into the bar. Another squat dislocate into the inverted grip swing. So need to dismount. Big dismount, and he sticks the landing.
What a shame.
I don't know what went wrong then, but again, it wasn't full of difficulty. It wouldn't have scored well, even if it had done the first catch, Ev.
But he was sitting down. He was going through a lot, wasn't he, before he started?
A lot of visualisation.
A lot of visualisation, yeah.
Didn't work.
12.933 for Noah Seifert.
No, and Hungary have done well on their first two apparatus. They'll be very disappointed with that.
Well, I think that the score remains unchanged at 12.566 for Yakubov. This is Daniel Marinov, who follows that. So
he'll be keen to build the score again, and that's the way you do it, to super strength elements. A long time held in the pike. Very well extended gymnast. Look, these legs locked together, toes beautifully pointed. Oh, but he missed that handstand. Managed to nail that one. Swings up into the double twisting, double back, a good landing, but that was another routine that had faults.
it's all going wrong
Big
for the World
faults.
Gymnastics 2
Yeah.
team.
They rattled, that's for certain. And sometimes, you know, we talk about this complacency creeping into teams. You know, they probably came in today and thought, we can afford to fall off every piece and still win.
Well, what can Harry Hepworth bring to the party now? The British lads are having a great time out there. There's a fantastic energy. And Harry has got the difficulty. He's a phenomenal vaulter. Again, things didn't go his way in the individual apparatus final, but he'll put it right here. Come on, Harry.
Well, just watch this for vaulting. Oh, look at that. He does that almost in his sleep. Straight front, 2.5 twists. He can do it with a triple. So for him, this is just a warm-up. Oh, that's how you do that vault.
He did that with aplomb, didn't he? It was so sweet and crisp.
It was, and you know, this is a team vault. He can do it easily, he knows he can get well into the nines for execution, and they are on a mission. They want that gold medal.
That is a banker. I mean, for
Yeah.
Harry to come out and deliver that, it's so...
He didn't want to chance the big 5-6 vault. He wanted to build that team score.
Yeah, and Great Britain are just in a groove now. So this will not be the score that he wants to see. No, 12.2 for Hungary after that fall from Tomchani. Well, the judges shouldn't be deliberating too much on this one. It was very clean. 14.533 for Great Britain's Harry Hepworth. Great Britain are striding out ahead of the rest of Europe here.
Same score as qualification for Harry, but GB's total on vault has gone up. They've gained about another half mark
Fantastic.
on vault. Oh my God.
6 scores over 14. 3 just under. Phenomenal. So Italy now at the end of the vault runway.
And they've also been impressive. What have we got here? Oh, lovely big vaulting again. Huge flight and height and twists.
Yep, Speranza is the last of the Italian vaulters. to go. Italy were in 6th, stepping up to vault.
I just fell off a little bit in qualification from where we expected, but well in the mix and chance for a medal. Always have a really strong battle with the British lads.
Well, he scored a 14.133 in qualification. He is the Italian vault champion. Speranza. Looks like a character, doesn't he?
Well, I'm surprised he can see the vault.
Looks like he should be on the Formula 1 grid.
Yeah, he does.
2-0 the score for Cavallo. On horizontal bar, top score.
Christopher Mezarosh will wrap things up for Hungary on high bar.
Representing Hungary, Christopher
He
Mezarosh.
didn't have a great time in qualification on this piece. Can he put that right?
I was just seeing his teammate fall from this apparatus, so he really is the leader of this team. A little bit flat out the half turn. All these need to go into the handstand. Winds up into the Kovac, and he'll go again with a full turn. That's better. Beautiful straight catch, Ev. And again in the straddle position, full of release and catch skills. Big dismount. Oh, I nearly nailed it. Good routine, just what Hungary needed, but I feel he's fighting a bit of a losing battle.
Yes, that was classy work. He is a very classy gymnast on all apparatus. Lovely height on the releases. Catches well, doesn't interrupt the swing at all. It's a little bit of a bent arm, and this the big dismount, 2 twists, 2 somersaults.
He won the silver medal 2 days ago at this event.
Well, Hungary were in 3rd. Speranza scores a 14 for his vault.
First, we've got the score for
Italy looking to climb up from 6th after the high-scoring vault. So much work to do here. Zaika of World Gymnastics 2 follows a 12.566 and a 12.866 from his teammates. Zaika scored a 14.466 in qualification, and he took a silver in the rings final.
And that is very impressive, isn't it? Inverted crucifix. Very, very powerful. Super shape on the planche. Holding all those strength elements so confidently, using a swing into that. And nippy with the somersaulting sections, with the swinging sections. He swings and kills the swing with a strength move. Very well extended, feet are beautifully stretched. This is the forward and backward swing that you have to control. Here comes the dismount, double straight with a full twist. Tiny little pace on landing, but much, much improved on the rest of the team.
I tell you what, it's going to be very interesting to see how costly that step back is going to be, because he's going to build the gap, he's going to build a score and close the gap on Great Britain. And the World Gymnastics 2 team have got some very strong routines to come in the second half of this competition. So that little step back may be key to the colour of a medal.
Yeah, I think they probably 1.5 down from their qualification score on this piece of apparatus. You know, he is going to post a good score, Matt, you're dead right. 14, mid-14s. He'll not get the step bonus, but these guys are in a bit of trouble. You know, if they hold the nerve, I think they're still good enough, but they're under pressure for the first time. So let's see how they deal with that.
Yeah. Well, there's only 3 pieces of apparatus left to go in this men's team final. It's 3 up and 3 to count. The camaraderie you can see there between the Hungarians, 13.3 for Mezeros. First chance to see this World Gymnastics 2 team with the Russian gymnasts have been out of international competition for many years. 14.433. So the gap is closing. 4.5 marks behind Great Britain as it stands.
Well, I didn't think we'd be seeing that at the halfway point.
Mark, no.
Absolutely not.
So Mattia Piferetti of Switzerland now on rings. He's the last of the Swiss gymnasts of their 3.
Yet to break a 13 on this piece of apparatus, the Swiss lads. Just a little bit high on that Maltese position. Ever so stylish. Lovely control of the rings into the handstand. Fix, locks out. Every 10th. Oh, and he nearly landed. Unusual dismount, but full of originality. Probably be the best ring worker in the team.
Well, the Swiss were pushing Hungary in 4th place for a medal podium position at the halfway stage.
And that completes rotation 3, so halfway through this team final.
Very much improved on the rest of the team. Good strength work. It was a routine full of control. Very efficient swinging. And this, the unusual double front with half-turn dismount. You get a good look at the floor with that dismount. Should be able to nail that one.
Well, on we go. The gymnasts are marching round to their 4th piece of apparatus, 4 of the 6 now. We'll have the standings very shortly, and then no doubt a look back at some of the routines from that rotation before we can start to look ahead to their next piece of apparatus. Great Britain will be on parallel bars, and then high bar, and then finishing up on floor. Great Britain had the 6th highest score on parallel bars. 13.2 for Piferetti of Switzerland.
This is just where
you may start warming up.
The World Gymnastics 2 team, I think, will start to close the gap on Great Britain. They've a couple of marks on this piece of apparatus and a potential couple of marks. So they're going to go to vault and parallel bars. So it's going to be really tight.
So there is confirmation at the halfway stage that Great Britain are up on top of Europe. They're sitting in that gold medal position with 3 to go. World Gymnastics 2 behind them in 2nd. Italy have moved up into 3rd. Switzerland stay in 4th. Germany have moved up to 5th. France 6th, Hungary 7th, and Belgium now down in that 8th place spot. But Italy, after vault, have popped themselves up into bronze medal position. Chance to look back at some of the gymnastics that's just gone.
Well, this is France on the high bar, and a little bit late on the squat dislocate with a full turn, and again on the half. Really have to get into the handstand, but a big wind up. That was nice, the full twist in Kovac. And I really do like this original in-bar work, the Steinemann swing. Gymnasts have got to perform in-bar work. Big dismount as well, he nailed the landing. Good solid routine from the Frenchman. down in 6 of the team, 13.366.
Hi, Luigi. You need to dance with our audience.
So 4th rotation.
Well, I mean,
Italy and Great Britain onto parallel bars, Matt. Switzerland and World Gymnastics 2 team into vault, so I expect those guys to have that extra few tenths.
yeah, well, parallel bars, Great Britain were 6th, and then looking ahead actually to high bar, they were 6th as well, but then they'll finish on floor where they were 2nd, I think. Yeah, they were 2nd on floor.
But I also think on those where they finished low down, there was mistakes and room for improvement.
So here you can see the British gymnasts that are competing on parallel bars. Jonas Rushworth will be up first, but let's just have a little look back if we can. I know we've got Beth and Sam in the studio. First of all, let's have a look at Sol Scott's vault. Beth, I mean, what did you make of this from an execution perspective?
Oh, it was brilliant. I mean, there was just that small step, but I mean, it will have been difficult to win that medal yesterday, and then you've got to kind of get sleep last night, and then when you're stood at the end of that vault run, sometimes they announce you and you're announcing you as a medalist, so you have to be able to control that adrenaline. And then great to see Courtney. Obviously didn't do it in qualification, but has been used here in the team final, the handspring double front with the half. Would be really, really pleased with that. Having not been able to do it in qualification needs to show that he can perform under the pressure, which he did.
I mean, such a useful gymnast to have in your camp is Courtney, but then for Harry to come out and, I mean, it was so clean and crisp, this vault, Beth. I thought it was absolutely magical for Harry.
It was, and we know he can do the triple, so actually when he's doing the 2.5, it's an easier vault for him, so he's got the time to be able to spot the landings, open out, and the execution from the moment he puts his hands on the vault, his legs are locked together, the technique is there, so there's very little to deduct, so it really does help towards that team score.
And Courtney, Sam, is also going to be competing on parallel bars. We've got Jonas Rushworth up first, Courtney Tulloch, it will be 2nd to go, and then Joe Fraser, of course, again, will be going last up, but it just goes to show what an all-rounder Courtney is, doesn't it, with what he's performing today?
It really does, Matt, and he's been asked to do a real job today. I mean, Courtney won't have competed on that vault or even trained on that vault since probably the podium training session because he didn't do a vault in qualifying. So incredible that he stepped up there after watching those athletes slip on the top of the vaulting table in the final yesterday. So incredible job of him, and he's being asked to do a parallel bars routine now, and he's great on that event, but again, probably hasn't practiced too many routines while he's been out here on that podium. So a big job he's being asked to do. But for the boys now, with Joe being so strong as the anchor man on parallel bars and high bar, those first 2 routines, given the gap and the advantage we've got over the World Gymnastics 2 team, really they just need to do clean, solid routines. And then hopefully Joe goes through and hits a big score to finish off those rotations on parallel bars and high bar.
The gap as it stands, Sam, is 4.67 ahead of World Gymnastics 2. How surprised are you with that, and how capable are Great Britain of hanging on to a lead with that buffer, bearing in mind what the World Gymnastics 2 are capable of in the second half of this rotation?
Well, I think I'm surprised with the gap, Matt. I mean, that's massive, and looking at the qualification scores, we didn't expect that. But I'm not surprised with the British and the way that they've been performing, because all week they've been talking about the importance they're going to place on the team final. So, I mean, it's all to play for, but it really is GBs to lose at this point, which is, I'm amazed that we're saying that.
Good lad, Sam. We'll be back with you shortly. We'll join Noah Seifert at the end of the vault runway for Switzerland with their first of 4 pieces left.
Precise, round off, flip on, double twist. Well, not the most difficult, but probably the best landing we've seen on vault.
Yeah, it seems to be the tail of this Swiss team. Obviously, going for that execution, not got the difficulty. And sometimes you've just got to hope, will that pay off, that you can land on the podium? And we've been finding, haven't we, over recent years, these teams just tend to fall short and end up 4th. So it is a big gamble, but that was a great vault. We'll score 9 on execution for sure.
And I think it is a policy within the Swiss team. It's not by chance.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yumin Abedini of Italy with his 4th piece now. 13.566 in qualification on P-bars.
Well, we've not seen much of this gymnast during this championships, but he's not too shabby on this piece of apparatus. A tall gymnast, so having to work really hard. Lovely line and flow to the routine. Huge double pike bike, just that little hop bike. He'll score well. Nice solid performance for the Italian.
Well, Italy in 3rd, halfway round.
They'll certainly want to keep pushing this. And this was a well-constructed routine. You count your most difficult 8 moves, and so you really only want to do 8 plus a couple of linkages. And that, for me, was quite a clever routine.
Yeah, I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, but again, just a solid routine. We talk about for the team final, we've got a different tactic.
13.966 for Noah Seifert. Sort of going toe-to-toe with Italy to try and get into that bronze medal place. Mukhamajian, Yakubov. Hasn't had a competition that's gone his way so far, but the World Gymnastics 2 team here on vault, got some absolutely massive vaults. He put in a 14.266 in qualification. Brace yourselves for the comeback.
Well, very disappointed on the rings. He'll be keen to prove himself here.
Oh, my word.
Well, you would have put your money on the fact that he would be fighting down the runway. But he's complaining about the apparatus, I think, isn't he?
Blame the coach. First job. I mean, that was an absolute disaster. They had an opportunity to claw back the gap against Great Britain, well, but hands down.
Let's see if he slips like the other gymnasts in the...
I don't... They didn't look anything there.
No,
it didn't slip off the top. It was like pointing back at the springboard, but
the springboard moved. If you see, it's at a bit of an angle.
Yeah, but
there.
they always do when they jump on. So whether the coach had put the springboard at the wrong place, but yeah, this team are having an absolute nightmare.
Wow, that is... Well, you can see he is raging. He's absolutely fuming. So Yumin Abedini of Italy scores a 13.066. That'll be consistent for parallel bars. Staying with parallel bars now, and Great Britain's Jonas Rushworth, a gymnast that was in the team that won gold last year in this team final. Looking to score in the 13s here. Stay on, as Sam said, just keep it clean and get through it. Can he get up into the 13s?
Just really got to control the nerves. It's that little flex of the elbows, a 10th. Taking his time to concentrate. Oh, he did well there. That's a very difficult skill, the Makutsi. Could have easily fallen off. Come on. Like to see a little bit momentum, keep working the bars. Come on, concentrate. Lovely long swing, Diamidov. Tipelt to the end of the bars. Really needs to stay focused. Lovely skill there, the Bavzar. Come on, come on. Up, dismount to go, double front with the half turn. Well, it had a little error. We've been waiting for it. It can't be faultless, but he's through.
He fought through, and that is the key. He's managed to land his dismount without major deduction. Yes, there were a few moments, but job done, Jonas. Well done.
Well, that was a very impressive performance because, like you say, it wasn't without problems, and he really, you could see his focus, his determination not to allow the routine to break down, and it didn't. It might have had a few deductions in, but beautiful technique, beautiful straight handstand line, and a very good dismount.
That was a team job from Jonas.
Well, this gymnast is fuming.
Kubov, look, 12.7, miles away from what he would have been hoping for. And he scored well over 14 in qualification. Well, World Gymnastics too are well off the pace. They're 5 marks behind Great Britain.
He didn't really manage to put behind the disappointment of the rings score, did he? He sort of brought it with him.
So Florian Lagadaga for Switzerland now. He scored up in the 14s in qualification. And Switzerland looking to try and vault up into the top 3 and knock Italy off the podium. It's their 4th piece, so 2 to go after this.
And the round off, the flip on, the 2.5 twists off. It was a little bit flat. When you've seen the real top vaulters rocket off the top, that felt a bit flat, but it was efficient.
Yeah, they certainly needed that. A little bit more difficult. So every 10th, you've really got to fight for them. I agree with you, Christine. It didn't just have the pop off the top like we've seen there. Just, you're right. But again, not bad on execution. He'll score quite well.
Hadn't got the massive pop like Seoul.
No.
Yeah. Well,
it does give you length, though, if
yes.
you don't go up so much.
Well, it's better than landing hands and knees. So
Jonas scores over 13. Look at that. It's 13.333. That is a brilliant team parallel bar routine.
Well, he's up 4 tenths from qualification.
Absolutely agree
That's
with
all
that.
you can ask for.
Did well there with that score.
So on we go then. Ares Frederici of Italy, 13.433 he scored in qualification. What can Federici do here?
Oh, a little bit hesitant there, and these little moves of the hands. That's why the big double back. Gymnast can use the armbands just to protect the bicep from the choke on the bars. Oh, and he's having to power this. Again, a bit like the pommel horse. Judges are looking for him to swing and not use any strength, and it's certainly a fight for this gymnast. Oh, well, he did well on the dismount there, because I didn't think he had the height from the bars, but it was very, very scrappy. Lots of tenths. Be down on the E-score for sure.
Yes, Italy and Switzerland vying for a place on the podium here.
Yes, we've seen very clean parallel bar work, and this was a little bit soft through the whole routine, wasn't it, really? Lots of bent arms and not quite crisp. There we are, the front summer he caught with bent elbows, which means it was a bit of a low somersault. But this was a good bit. Chest down, but feet stayed still.
Plenty of deductions there for the judges, no doubt. This will be a good score.
Oh, Lagadaga scores a 14.066. Vaulting Switzerland to a bit of security ahead of Italy after that parallel bar routine. So what can the World Gymnastics 2 team made up of the Russian gymnasts do here? Seni Dukno next at the end of the vault runway 14-2 in qualification, 7th in the vault final. After that hand slip, let's see what happens here.
Yes, because he struggled there, but not today, I don't think. Triple twist, much, much better from the Sukahara entry.
Yeah, much better. He's having a good competition.
I was going to say, much better than we've seen him in the apparatus finals.
Well, there was talk about this gymnast, wasn't there, to be the one to watch, and it didn't really hit in the qualifications, but he's certainly showing his worth. Needs to have a word with his teammates today, though, because they are not having a good outing.
Federici scores a 12.366.
Look at execution, 7.2. Easy to see there.
So there's a couple of key routines for Great Britain in this men's team final, and this is one of them. Courtney Tulloch on parallel bars, hoping to help Great Britain retain the Team European title. They've come here to defend. Come on, Courtney.
We don't need anything too fancy, we just need a solid performance. Look at that long swing into the double pike bike between the bars. He's a hugely powerful gymnast, and again from the upper arm. Come on, he's having to strengthen it. Oh no! Courtney. I think he's done something in his shoulder there. That double back, if you land over the uprights, there is no movement in the bars.
Oh,
He's
now
saying
this,
his shoulder's not working.
This is a problem. He has 30 seconds to get back on this apparatus, or else the routine is considered finished.
Oh my word. Come on, Courtney, come on, come on. Don't hurt yourself.
Come on. Oh, and he's struggling a bit there. I don't know what he's done, but not the same height in the double front. From the upper arm. That's better, the transition, front somersault, swing to handstand, into the double pike back.
Whoa.
Well, it was going so well. We have a bit of a buffer, and we have seen falls. But pressure is on Joe Fraser.
But he did just great to get back on and finish that routine off. He didn't cut the difficulty out, but he was obviously suffering.
He was. I mean, goodness me, he did everything he could for the team there.
Because he compressed from there into handstand, no problem at all. So when he came off and he went my shoulder, I thought he's going to have to walk off the podium. So well done, Courtney, for finishing. You've given us a score. Look, something not right.
Sorry.
They have got physios with them, doctor, so I'm sure he'll be well looked after. And I do believe that is his last piece of apparatus.
Yeah. Well, oh my word. So, Noah Kovita of Belgium. Oh, sorry, no, it's Germany we're on to. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's the next gymnast. Oh. This is Eichhorn of Germany. Gabriel Eichhorn. He's the German high bar champion.
And he shows us with a very good squat dislocation. We were impressed with his parallel bars. Oh, the Kachev with full twist. It was a bit wonky out of it, but he recovered really well. Here comes another big release, full twist.
Oh my word.
Full twist in the back summy over the bar. Now, once the gymnasts get up, they've got 30 seconds to get back on. So they are instructed, if you feel a bit dazed, stay down.
Well, this is not without its drama, this team final.
It did, his head did bounce, didn't it?
I mean, fortunately, there is a bit of giving those mats. At one time, we weren't allowed the topper. So actually, you know, sometimes it looks worse than it actually is. I know that sounds a daft thing to say, but
Yeah,
you know, the gymnasts
team
are
just
used to
going-
this, but looks like somebody's going on to the
Yeah, let's go
podium.
check he's okay. Sure. Is he going to continue? See, this is the worry, isn't it, in a team final where you don't want to let your teammates down. Yet, if injury is on the cards, then you've just got to, you need a clear head, somebody to make a decision and say, you know.
Yeah, this is also the problem of having the team final right at the end. They've done 5 days of competition here now. And the fatigue is starting to creep in, the mental fatigue as much as anything. Hop full turn. Goes back into autopilot. Here comes the dismount, double twist, double straight. But he doesn't quite look himself, does he?
No, he
He's
doesn't.
just smashed his head off the floor. So,
Yeah.
Christine, I think he'll be a little bit dazed. Germany have such a strong tradition on that piece of apparatus. Olympic champion Fabian Hambuschen.
Yeah. So back to the scoreboard, and Aseni Dukno scores a 14.3. Huge on the execution. Beautiful work from him. Vivaretti of Switzerland looking to keep the Swiss in medal contention here.
Powerful approach, expect something big. Oh, that's long, the 2.5 twist from the Sukahara. They've definitely built on the difficulty from the first vault. Efficient in the air as well, it'll score well. Just that large step on the landing.
Yeah, he absolutely powered down the runway, didn't he? 2.5 twists.
He nearly, look how far he is from the platform and the end of the landing module.
Absolutely, and he almost bounced out of the landing, didn't he? Didn't quite absorb it.
I like that phrase, Craig. Landing module.
What would you call it?
Landing mat.
Oh, sorry. It's a module. Sorry.
Oh, look. Courtney's still suffering.
Yeah, I wonder if he's sort of popped his shoulder or he's done some sort of... Well, 11.866. I'll be honest, that is not a bad score considering.
No.
Considering he could have walked off and ended up with a 3.
We just hope he's all right. That's the main thing. So, Joe Fraser of Great Britain, the stalwart of the team, the talisman, looking to keep Great Britain ahead of the rest of Europe here. They've got a buffer. They've just taken a hit with Courtney's routine. But if you want anybody on P-bars next, it's this man. Great Britain's Joe Fraser. Took a bronze on this piece yesterday.
Well, a big test for him. You're always rattled when a teammate's hurt, but very smooth there. He floats on the bars, doesn't he? Super strong up to handstand. Good control on that one rail. Turns out. And another full turn. Come on, Joe. Great stuff. Make the landing. And he does just the slightest hop. But under a lot of pressure, that was a great routine.
Well, the former world champion produces another golden routine.
He's just becoming so consistent on this piece of apparatus, and when you needed a performance, he just delivers, doesn't he? I mean, you know, you could see the disappointment with Courtney, and you're just praying that the next person goes up and puts together a faultless performance. And apart from the dismount, with that little hop, I mean, what did he have in qualification, Matt? Into the 14s?
Oh, he didn't give much away at all there. 14.366 in qualification.
Right, so that'll be a 14, just what we need.
13.70.
Yeah, so we've had a 13.333 from Jonas, an 11.866 from Courtney. So if that one's up in the 14s, we'll be through. Piforetti scores a 13.7.
Next one and last one. This fourth rotation.
See what's going on with the World Gymnastics 2 team here. Daniel Marinov doing every single piece today. He was, here we go.
Well, another big vaulter. Triple twist, round easily. Just that little step. I mean, that'll score well. You know, that'll be another 14.
It's a quiet high scorer, that one.
It is, but the problem is they're going to be carrying, what, the 12-something, 12.7?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a piece what they should have really capitalised on. So, yeah, that'll score well. That'll be around about 14.
They've had 4 12s of the World Gymnastics 2 team, as far as the scoreboard is concerned. Three 13s and the rest 14s, but yeah.
And you're right, that was a very good vault, but you know, their strong vaulter that they would have been banking on didn't perform.
14-2 for Joe Fraser. It's a big score. High bar next for the British lads, and then floor. Just 2 to go.
Well, I've been expecting a little mistake from the British team, and if that's it, I think we can handle it.
Well, it's not without its drama. I said before, this team final, there's big deductions all over the shop here in ways we weren't really expecting, but that is the magic of the team final, when you've got 3 up and 3 to count.
I do like the format because then it's not a foregone conclusion.
Marinov, a 14.466. It is a quiet, big score for the Russian gymnast competing for the World Gymnastics 2 team, who are closing the gap on Great Britain. 2.5 marks in it now. We expected the climb back. There's 2 pieces to go.
That's okay.
It's going to be close.
It is going to be very close. I did think they'd bring a couple of marks back, so we matched a fall from a fall.
Well, they've got vault out the way as well.
And they have to get through parallel bars and high bar as well.
High bar, yeah.
You know, high bar is a very risky piece of apparatus. They throw some hugely difficult stuff, and the same for Great Britain. Yeah. So, you know, it's not a foregone conclusion. There's a lot at stake yet.
Yeah, the risky pieces.
And Switzerland are only a mark behind World Gymnastics 2. They've got a nice buffer from France, so they did quite well. They really capitalised with those vaults.
Interesting that Switzerland, with their much lesser difficulty, are still creeping in there all the time.
Well, I think what they're doing is they hope for the top teams maybe to crumble under a bit of pressure.
Noah Coavita of Belgium, chance to look at his high bar.
This guy is really exciting. I'm surprised he didn't make the high bar final, because he just does fly this piece of apparatus. Look at the height there, the full twisting Kovacs. And again, a layout. Look at the height on the top of the bar. Straddle Katchev, straight Katchev. This gymnast spends nearly as much time off the bar as he does it, and that's the best squat dislocate full turn I have seen of the championships. Right into the handstand. There, the half turn. He's got this really impressive dismount if he does it. He has the triple pike back somersault. He must have fallen in qualification, because we often see him in the high bar final.
Well, 13.6 for the Belgian high bar champion. It was entertaining.
Certainly was. And you can see the pressure on the faces of all these young gymnasts.
Yeah, Kassam Sene of France, 21-year-old.
Run, just a running double pike front to open up. And another run into a forward somersault, this time with 2.5 twists. Lifts well into a beautiful straight handstand shape. Side pass, triple twist. Two and a half straight front. That combination favoured by a lot of gymnasts. It gives you the possibility of quite a good landing. For me, his legs just look a little bit bent most of the time, particularly on the twisting movement. And that means the judges will deduct a bit, but here comes the big final tumble, double pike. A lot of gymnasts have had problem landing those double pike dismounts.
A 12.833 for the Frenchman. Well, let's have a chat with Sam and Beth in the studio. We've got a bit of time before the 5th rotation. So let's have a chat about Courtney. Sam, what do you think happened with Courtney on with his shoulder on parallel bars?
Well, it's really hard to know exactly what might have happened there, Matt, but Courtney does that skill so close to the uprights, there's not a lot of give in the bars there. So I think that maybe he's tweaked his shoulder, that arm, whether it's his rotator cuff, maybe the top of his bicep, even you've got a nerve running down that arm there. He might just have a real dead arm, but he's certainly concerned. But he did such a great job to think very quickly, make a decision that he could carry on and do just enough to still come out with a pretty good score, considering that's kept us in the lead.
Yeah, and we started with Jonas Rushworth, who, you know, he put in a 12.9 in qualification, so he upped his score, which is all you can ask for, isn't it, in the team final? And what a team job this one was.
Yeah, we spoke about the importance of just hitting solid, clean routines for that first and second gymnast, and Jonas did that. He did have a few mistakes, and you could see he was a little bit disappointed, but actually he did exactly what he needed to do, and he improved his score from qualification. So any score above a 13 as your first gymnast up is probably good enough when you've got such a buffer and you're in the lead.
Yeah, and then Beth, obviously the absolute banker of Joe Fraser here on parallel bars. I mean, you know, he did a classic Joe Fraser routine. When you need it most, out he comes.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he will have been flying high from yesterday, but he always talks about how important it is for the team. And this was a huge score for the team. Going out, doing a really clean routine, really technical, got the difficulty, but matched it with the execution. And I was laughing with Sam now, when you're watching those landings, you're almost a bit gutted when they don't stick it, because you're like, oh, there's the 0.1. But that routine was brilliant and exactly what the team needed. And like Sam said, for Courtney and Jonas, they will be slightly disappointed, but actually they've done what we needed and just got that team score there.
Well, Jonas is first up on high bar. You can see him here just preparing himself. There's a buffer now of 2.6 marks ahead of World Gymnastics 2 with 2 pieces to go, Sam. What is your hunch? Is it enough?
Well, it's going to be really interesting, Matt, because parallel bars is probably the World Gymnastics 2 team's best apparatus. So we really need to make sure we hit these 3 routines here, and it's a big responsibility for Jonas and Sol, but I think they can do it. And with Joe winning that gold medal yesterday, I think they will have taken some inspiration from that. And then we go into that floor exercise in the last rotation that is one of our best apparatus. So it's all to play for, but it's going to be an important rotation, this one.
So exciting stuff ahead. Thanks, guys, in the studio. We'll be back with you at the end of this rotation when there will be one more piece after that. So it really is going to be Great Britain's high bar against World Gymnastics 2 parallel bars here. Just a reminder, 3 gymnasts go, all scores count. And the first up for the World Gymnastics 2 team, a Russian gymnast on parallel bars, is Saveli Siedin. He's had a couple of big hits in this team final, big deductions, so looking to put everything right here for his World Gymnastics 2 team.
Oh, just a little bit short there, the uprise. Oh, and he did very well there, the McCook skill from the 1 bar. Under a lot of pressure, these gymnasts. when it works. That's a lovely long swing into the Diamondov. Solid in the handstand. Big double front half turn, just that step forward. Good solid routine. They need this. They have got the ability. I think they'll claw back a couple of marks after this rotation.
Yeah, I would agree. It's one of their very strong pieces. And the gymnasts they've got in this team physically are very suited to the parallel bars. Slight, good swingers. That was a great opening for them.
He's only 19 years old, Seedon. And then for Great Britain, there's 20-year-old Jonas Rushworth. Got a second in the all-around British Championships earlier this year. Good all-round gymnast. And all the focus here just on high bar. Come on, Jonas. Great Britain leading this men's team final.
Well, he's had a lot of responsibility this competition, leading us off on 3 pieces. That was a good turn. Building up now. Lovely full twist in the Kachev. Cleanly caught, smoothly up into the handstand. Here we have it again. The straight Kachev. He's a very stylish gymnast. Needs to keep composed. You have to swing with a forward grip and a backward grip. Beautiful squat dislocation right into handstand. Comes in close to make a clean half turn. Here's his close bar elements. Stoop in and out to handstand, shoulder to handstand, just the dismount. Come on, Jonas. Oh, just one pace, but that was good enough. That was great.
Well, Jonas was in that team that took gold in the team final last year and is doing his bit for the team again here. He hung on, and that's the main thing.
It is. Don't get too overconfident. Just a little flicker in the legs at the start, but then recovered well. He's got a huge release and recatch in the middle. Look at that. Squat dislocate out into the handstand. And winds up. All the way around. Just that little adjustment on landing. He had a low 13 in qualification. I think it'll be around there somewhere.
I said you're going to need it, all right?
Just going to keep us in the mix. Wise words from Joe Fraser, teammate.
13.966 for Seedon Sabelli.
13.966. Next one, representing Switzerland, Florian.
So he was up on his qualification score there, Seedon. Florian Naganega. Up next for Switzerland. Switzerland behind Italy.
Well, the Swiss team were top on this piece of apparatus. Works the bars well, flows fluently into the handstand. Has to keep the routine moving. That's a difficult skill there, turning out from the one bar. Great control. That's called a Healy turn. Eight most difficult skills before the dismount. Double front. Oh, and just that little adjustment on landing, but a good start for the Swiss. That's what they need.
Well, these closing stages of the team final are so important. Rotations 5 and 6 is where things all get sorted out.
And very smooth. It's their big piece, really. Switzerland, parallel bars. Great tradition. Ooh. It was very close, that stuck landing.
Jonas Rushworth scores a 13.166. Every 10 final.
It is.
As Frederici next to go, up on high bar. 24 years old. He scored a 13.133 in qualification.
Now a little leg separation on that squat dislocation, and a straight Kachev. Straddle Kachev, they're all similar but in different shapes. Here's a big swing coming, the full twisting back somersault over the bar. Very risky, and then without the full twist. Oh, he's very secure here. Now that's the close bar element that has to be included. Little hop, up for the dismount, double twist, oh, big step. But he held it well, he didn't give in, just the one step, even though it was a large step.
Italy still pushing along with France and Switzerland for that third place spot.
The battle intensifies as the competition gets into its final few rotations.
30.80.
Florian Laganega scores a 13.8.
Bang on his qualification score.
Yeah. Well, this is such an important routine for Arseny Duchnot. He's been impressive in this team final. He's been the one that's held them in contention, to be fair.
Well, he fell in qualification on this piece of apparatus. Only scored a 12.7, so he's got some real potential. Oh, no hesitation there, but used a bit of strength, but got out of it well. Very dynamic on the under somersault work. And again from the upper arm position. Really isn't hanging about. Double back with the full twist, he stuck the landing. Well, when you need a routine, that's it.
Yeah, I think that is the routine that could well make its heavy mark on Great Britain.
Well, it was certainly a good routine. There were a few little areas where the judges all deduct, but it was packed there being one of them where he really had to plunge his shoulders to get up to handstand. But he's very fast, isn't he? He works with speed and energy. Love that dismount.
The last two skills up before the dismount aren't really worth much, so he gets a big bonus for that dismount. I mean, Great Britain have a 1.8 lead at the minute, but obviously they've just nailed a good score, and then we'll be on the high bar.
12.966. Yep, absolutely. Well, they're just climbing back, clawing back and clawing back with another piece of apparatus still left to go. Floor for Great Britain and high bar, but for now we're on the 5th rotation, and it's Sol Scott of Great Britain who took a bronze on vault yesterday, did a brilliant vault earlier on in the team final. Needs a big high bar routine here. Come on, Sol.
He's obviously swings effortlessly. What can he show us? Oh, huge double front over the bar. We don't see many of those. And the full twist backwards. Gosh, it's full of jeopardy, this routine. Great stolder into the 1.5 pirouette. Endo circle. He's got that natural swing.
He's still going.
Another 1.5 pirouette. Let's hope he's kept enough for the big dismount. Here we go. Double twist, double straight. Oh, what a fantastic performance. He's definitely a competitor, this lad.
What about that? Oh my word, went out to Croatia, smashed it on vault, and he's doing his bit for the team here.
Well, if every time we needed a good score, that was it. He scored a 12 in qualification, so I'm assuming he must have fallen. So then we'll be around about the 13, so that'll really, really help the team.
That was a massive routine.
You know, you never know how a young gymnast's going to perform when they get the opportunity on a stage like this. But this young man has absolutely risen to the challenge.
Well, that was just so enjoyable, wasn't it, that routine? It had the lot. 14.166 for Arseny Duckno.
Well, he's improved by 1.4 from his qualification, but I'll tell you something, that's a great response from the British lads.
100%. Pifforetti now of Switzerland. Got a medal at a World Cup event earlier this year on this piece. Oh, dear me.
Well, again, he did so well there to not fall from the apparatus. Very fluent parallel bar work, apart from the mistake at the start. Oh, and he's a little bit off. So that pause there, the judges really want them to turn to the bar and immediately turn back out. So that picks up a deduction. And then quite a relatively simple skill, picking up 3/10 of deductions. Double front, well, not the routine the Swiss wanted.
Representing Belgium,
My word, this is getting so tense, this team final.
My hands are sweating.
Oh, man, it is so tense.
Yeah, I would agree. And it's sort of tense all the way down, isn't it?
Yeah, everywhere.
Between all the teams,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a great team final. This is what you want, though, isn't it, with your 3 up and 3 to count? This is why it matters so much.
And in a way, it is the climax to the competition. Even though it's tough being at the end, it is the climax.
13.666 for Solskjaer. Well done, that man, and well done to Jonas.
Well, you know, World Gymnastics have improved on the score by 1.4, and we've just improved by 1.6. This is going to be close.
Joe Fraser's up next. After Human Aberdini of Italy. The 25-year-old Italians in 5th to overtake France.
And a compact gymnast, powerful here. Look, he winds up, changes his swing. Lovely height on the straight somersault over with full twist. And then again, in the tuck position, you can do the 2 different shapes and get bonus for both of them. A bit late on that full turn. You're meant to try and finish in handstand. And with the half, a little bit split legs, but that was a nice stoop in and out and Stolder. All of these difficult skills adding up to give you your difficulty score now. The dismount has to be one of them. Oh, and that was probably the best landing we've seen off the high bar.
Beautiful, wasn't it?
It's the only one we've seen land off the high bar, I think, isn't it?
He floated that one, didn't he?
He did. He met the floor perfectly. Bent his knees, absorbed all the power.
Little hand clap with Joe Fraser as he walks up to chalk up the bar. Such an entertaining piece to watch, and look at the height on that dismount, and boop,
Absolutely.
lands it like it was a back away. Pifforetti scores an 11.2. Shake of the head. It's a story of what could have been. Switzerland in 4th. So, what can Daniel Marinov of World Gymnastics 2 do here? The 21-year-old Russian chasing Great Britain for gold. It'll be his parallel bar routine versus Joe Fraser's high bar routine as far as this rotation is concerned. Oh, he's gone for a wander.
Couple of steps, they're all little deductions. He's got an energy on this apparatus, hasn't he? Zips along, moves, creates swing. and then controls it. That's what this apparatus is all about, creating the swing, but controlling it. But that was a little bit soft in the back and was a bit of a mistake, a bit of a get out. Oh, and the double back with full twist, just a step. He covered it all well, and he probably won't lose masses, but it was a bit of an error.
I think he'll breathe a sigh of relief there, because there was a couple of points where, you know, he really had to fight and control it. But he's got a lovely routine, Christine, and a nice fluid tempo. But there, every time you move your hand, it's 0.1. There, he was very soft in the back. He looked a little bit wild and out of control, but he stayed on the apparatus. They like this dismount, the double back with the full twist. What did he have? 13.5 in qualification.
Bedini scores a 13.833 for Italy. One more gymnast from Italy to go on high bar after him. Well, it's over to the new European high bar champion, Joe Fraser, composing himself. Yesterday, it was all about him in this final. Well, today, this routine is all about the team. Can he help Great Britain retain this European team title? This is huge. It's a big routine, it's packed with difficulty, and one thing's for sure, Joe Fraser will not hold back here. It's all or nothing for Joe Fraser and Great Britain.
Big difficulty and big risk. He's got this very difficult combination at the start. Watch this. Oh, and he's safely round. He connects the squat half into the Kovacs. There's another big one coming now. Watch this. Full twist. Good lad. Ho, ho. And there's more. Straight Katchev. Straddle Katchev. Very original, the full turn around the one arm. Oh, no! The full turn came out the wrong way, but not too costly, still on the bar. Wraps in, double twisting, double straight. It could have been worse. Not as good as yesterday. However, we're still in the mix. Don't panic.
Wow, Joe Fraser had to think quickly there. What a recovery, Chris.
Oh, absolutely, and that's Joe's strength, you know. He's not one to, oh, it went the wrong way, I'll give up at this stage. He's an absolute fighter. And actually, he caught those releases quite on bent arms. He made sure, and that will be a bit of a deduction because it was nowhere near handstand. But he recovered well.
Look at the reaction from the teammates.
Just a little step.
Well, this is the thing with the everybody knows each routine inside out. They're with each other all the way. And Joe looks disappointed, but mate, honestly, to get through that and put in a dismount, phenomenal. 14.066 for Marinov.
A bit of a lucky score for me.
I think he's had a bit of a birthday there.
That feels generous.
Representing Switzerland,
Noah Seifert prepares for parallel bars. Took a bronze medal at the Europeans on this piece of apparatus back in 2024. Switzerland are in fourth going into this.
Smooth. A little bit soft in the legs, though, up into that handstand. Super handstand when he gets there, but that element also, a little pace, all these are little deductions when you bend your knees or take an extra pace, but that was well controlled. The top of that super high front summy. Again, another well-paced routine. Not staying too long in the handstands, moving from one element into the next. And that was a nice move up into handstand. He'll pike up the front here, into the double front. Quite a deep landing there, actually. You would hope for a little bit more upright. Again, not a perfect routine, but we're getting to the
Yeah, the last
Business end, yeah, the business end of the competition.
Exciting bit, Chris. We're getting to the exciting bit.
Yeah. And people's legs are feeling a bit shaky.
Yes, my word. Well, let's hope Great Britain's aren't too shaky. They're on floor next. Well, Great Britain's Joe Fraser scores a 13.3. It's down from where he would have liked, but it's still a healthy score.
It is indeed, and we've still got a little bit of a buffer. That's all we want.
But Riccardo Villa of Italy.
Well, can he keep the hopes of the Italians alive on this piece of apparatus? Big wind up. Lovely layout, Kovac. Plenty of time in the air. Just changing the position of the shoulders. Squat dislocate very late there with the half turn. That really should hit the handstand. In bar work, the Steinemann swing. Only had one release and catch so far. Kicks up, double twisting, double back. Oh, and just that little step. Very consistent routine. Italy will be keeping their hopes alive for a team medal.
Yeah, but like you were saying, it wasn't packed with difficulty and exciting elements.
Well, Great Britain were leading this competition going into this rotation ahead of World Gymnastics 2, made up of the Russian gymnasts, and then Italy were in third, Switzerland fourth, Germany fifth, France sixth, Hungary seventh, and Belgium in eighth.
That's a nice view of the dismount. The double twist, a little bit ragged round the legs.
And they stay up in medal contention, the Italians.
Well, this is the nerve-wracking moment, isn't it? Round to the last piece. Always think the lining up behind your country name, marching round is quite a special moment, especially onto that last piece.
So you can see Harry Hepworth in the background, just getting himself limbered up, stretching out, ready for floor. This is Noah Seifert for his P-bar score of 13.9. He'll head round to high bar. And Riccardo Villa scores a 13.466.
Swing and flight elements, along with various support positions, hanging maneuvers, and upper arm positions. Advanced routines may also include elements.
So I think all of the scores are in now. I'm sure if they're going to show you the standings, but I can tell you, as far as my computer says, Great Britain are ahead of the World Gymnastics 2 team by half a mark. Switzerland are in third, Italy fourth, Germany fifth, France sixth, Belgium seventh, and Hungary are in eighth. So Great Britain are leading the competition. We believe there's a Swiss inquiry gone in, so maybe that's why we don't have confirmation yet. But what we're really keen to see is the difference between Great Britain and the World Gymnastics 2 team, and it's half a mark going into the last piece of apparatus. So Great Britain are on, moving to floor now for the last piece of apparatus. You can see who's competing, and let's bring in Sam Alden now to talk us through Jonas Rushworth's routine. What did you make of this as first up? Because the pressure was on, Sam.
It really was, and he doesn't have an easy routine, Matt. He does the Lukin skill, which is one of the hardest skills on high bar. It's rated a G, but he did a really great job, and you could see the team kind of watching very closely to the dismount. He did enough. He managed to get it round to his feet, just took a step. He did again what we asked him to do. You can see Joe's reaction there and Harry. They were very happy with that one. And then Sol, what a beautiful routine he performed.
Yes.
I mean, it was so much unique gymnastics in this routine from Sol, and he ended up being our top scorer on the high bar, just 19 years of age. Got to remind everybody how well he's performing in this environment, because like you guys in the commentary box are saying, it's very intimidating, it's incredibly intense. He's doing an amazing job.
For sure, yeah, and then look, I mean, you can see what it means to him there, the relief. Because you know, this is the thing, you practice these routines so much in the gym, and then you come out and it feels very different, but he's delivering, as is Joe Fraser. Now, what happened here, Sam?
So those in-bar elements where you squat your feet through your hands, Matt, they're so tricky, and if you come out just a bit early, you shoot it, and you can see the guys reacting there because it's such a classic mistake. But he does well, he keeps his composure, again, puts the dismount on his feet, and because Joe is so strong on high bar, he comes out there with a 13.366, which keeps us right there. You know, my expectations were, I said to Beth, I can see the World Gymnastics 2 team clawing back 2 marks in this rotation. So it's all going to come down now to who can hold their nerve and not make any mistakes on this last lap. I mean, this is just what men's gymnastics team finals are all about. We live for this. It's so incredible. I'm so excited. Yeah. And that World Gymnastics 2 team, they are very strong on high bar, but we're going to finish with Harry Hepworth, who is, you know, the European bronze medalist on floor. So if the guys can do their job, just focus on their routines, land on their feet, no big deductions, I really think that's going to pile the pressure on that team on high bar from World Gymnastics 2, because on high bar you have got to catch that bar again.
Yes, and Beth, I mean, finishing on floor as a former world floor champion yourself, do you think this is good for Great Britain? I mean, we'll have tired legs. This is the thing, it's a very tough piece in that respect.
It is a tough piece going last, but obviously they've got vastly experienced gymnasts going up with Harry finishing the team, and I think that's always the hardest one, because the rest of the team are literally sitting waiting for your score. Joe had a few mistakes in qualification, so he'll be looking to rectify those during this team final, but hopefully, fingers crossed, me and Sam were discussing, they just need to stay on their feet. Don't necessarily go for all the stuck landings. We just need clean, solid routines to get those scores on the door. Well,
Sol, you can see he's just warming up. Sol Scott, he's been brilliant vault, high bar, and now floor. Let's just hope Joe can... Because, I mean, the emotion that he must have had, the rise and fall he's doing for the team. There's one more piece to go. It's like one final push to retain that title. And when you're trying to retain a title, defend a title in the way that they are, there's almost a bit of added oomph there, surely, Sam.
Yeah, there absolutely is. And the other thing as well is this World Gymnastics 2 team, we've not seen them compete for so long. They will have known there's added pressure here. They're competing for the first time in a very long time. So if they can do it, if they can beat them, they're going to quieten those doubters down a little bit, and they'll be really up for it. I think for Joe, this comes down to a lot of strategy maybe from the coaching team here and their experience that they have to make the right decisions, potentially on the routines. But he's been here before, he knows exactly what to do, and I've got every confidence in them.
Yes, as we have too. Thanks, guys. We'll be back with you shortly. So here we go then with the last rotation of the men's team final here at the European Championships. Great Britain lead ahead of World Gymnastics 2. Switzerland are 3rd, Italy 4, Germany 5th, France 6th, Belgium 7th, and Hungary are in 8th. So we're going to join Florian Legenegger of Switzerland, the 23rd-year-old, with his final piece of apparatus today, the first of the 3 Swiss gymnasts. They're currently in 3rd.
And, well, traditionally, men's gymnastics finishes on high bar if you do the normal rotation, but it's always such a tough piece to finish with. It's so full of jeopardy, and he's just done one release, a Ginger, a little bit low. Good swing there in inverts. Have to swing forwards, backwards, show different grips. And this is quite a short routine, but with a great double, a triple back dismount. We've seen lots of these this championships.
Well, the strategy for the Swiss about going for execution over difficulty has served them well so far. They're currently sitting on that bronze medal, and I can't see, there's about 2 and a bit marks between them and Italy. I really can't see Italy clawing that back on the floor.
That was his only release. Fairly unimpressive, really.
Well, he had a 13.4 in qualification, so that's all right on this piece of apparatus again. Big dismount. It nearly landed on a 0.1 bonus as well.
Was successful. They changed the score from 11.2 to 11.8, so 0.6 points more.
Just waiting for the first of the floor gymnasts to go, and here he is, Yumin Aberdini of Italy. Italians in 5th, stepping up to the last piece.
Double pike opening. Two and a half again. Really needs to up the somersault like they're linking to gain on that difficulty. Double twist, no problem at all. Big triple. I like to see the flare work on this piece of apparatus. Up into the handstand, back down into the flare. This counts as a non-acrobatic sequence of the routine. Final tumble. Stands up. Ooh. The half in, half out to finish. He won't get the 0.1 bonus, but he's through. Clean routine. Pressure goes back across the arena to high bar in Switzerland. It's like a tennis match from one side to the other.
And of course, because in the arena the scores are all up for everybody to see, the gymnasts are completely aware of what they need. I mean, often in competition, you're not aware. It's only at these very big championships you are. And there's the half in, double front, half out.
And Great Britain are literally going toe-to-toe here with the World Gymnastics 2 team, the Russian gymnasts. It's Great Britain's floor up against World Gymnastics 2's high bar. Naganaga scores a 13.266. So every 10th crucial here for these Russian gymnasts in the World Gymnastics 2 team.
Super pike squat dislocation, but this is the big release. The full twist cleanly through. Here comes another one. In the tuck position, it was a little bit bent-armed on the catch, but that was good. The full turn right into handstand. And this, the super close bar work. Everybody has to include something of this sort. So he's cleanly through. If he can dismount as well, he can. Double twisting, double straight. Very good opening routine.
That's a challenge, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So bear in mind, there was just half a mark in it between the World Gymnastics 2 team and Great Britain. There's 6 routines. 3 from the World Gymnastics 2 team, 3 from Great Britain. Add them together, and can Great Britain stay ahead of these Russian gymnasts?
Kiara, a beautiful girl, has your prizes.
Very tight, that's for certain.
I wonder whether Joe will water down his routine, because he fell on a new tumble.
Twice in qualification, so...
I just wonder whether he'll make it just a little bit easier to be a bit more secure.
Yeah, I mean, they're big decisions to make. They're gambles either way, aren't they?
They are, they are. He did triple twisting, double back. which I think is a new tumble for him.
Yeah.
And that was what he fell on.
13.766 for Aberdeen.
Then the other option is, you know, you're going to play safe and you miss out. I mean, I wouldn't like to be making the decisions.
Well, this is a huge routine for Saul Scott. Come on, he's been absolutely fantastic. Every routine that he's put in here in Croatia, this is the last one. Saul Scott for Great Britain.
Excited to see this routine. Lovely opening tumble. Very tall, stylish gymnast. Straight front, immediate double front, full of difficulty. Oh, lovely control there. Down the side, 3.5. Oh, look at that! Double twisting, double mic. Hovers above the floor. Come on, Sol.
Let's go, Sol.
Lots of difficulty. Triple twist. Come on. Final tumble. Can he get an extra 0.1? Here we go. Hold your breath. Stands up. Double pike. Oh, and just that little adjustment, but job done for Great Britain.
Well, total respect to Saul Scott. 19 years old. He's slotted into this team absolutely seamlessly. And my word, have his scores counted in this team final.
What beautiful gymnastics as well. So classy, so just the sort of gymnastics you always want to see. There's the double straight with the twist. He really managed to keep his heels off so that they didn't go out.
Millimetre perfect.
Yeah, and he's very clean on that landing.
Had some really good landings in that routine.
Well, 13.833 from World Gymnastics 2. That was their first score. So if we're sort of looking at routine for routine here.
Well, he's done a great job for his team today.
And 13.833, exactly the same. Oh, sorry, my mistake. 13.833. Sorry.
I think it was
I'm looking at the
the same
scoreboard.
gymnast.
Sorry, guys. His score's not in yet. Huge apologies. Calm down, everyone.
Well, let you off. It is very tense in this commentary position.
And very confusing with this scoring system I'm looking at.
So the second gymnast from the World Gymnastic team. Cleanly with the half turn into a sky-high ginger. Very nicely done. Leisurely swing here. Winding up. Oh, double back with the full twist. The back summy over with the full twist. A little late on the squat dislocation, but he's very clean and smooth. Good half turn. Here it comes. Up comes the dismount. 2 twists, 2 summies. Well, he's delighted to be able to add that to his team score.
2 solid routines for Switzerland. Trying to just keep
in medal contention.
Yeah, keep the Italians at bay.
Yes, sorry, I gave him to the wrong team, didn't I?
Well, they were the second highest scoring nation on high bar. So it's going to be a strong finish. And see why. Look at the height there.
Well, Saul Scott scored a 13.766 in qualification for Great Britain on floor.
Long wait for this score.
Yeah, very long wait. I don't want to rush him.
I think he had a 0.1 out the floor, Chris.
Do you know when they reran that 3.5, I just wondered whether his feet weren't completely round, because then he does a triple.
Yeah.
So I just want, I don't know, but he did it down here, didn't he?
Yeah.
So they could well be deliberating on the D score.
Maybe I don't. That's the only thing I could think that there was.
So the score is not official yet, so let's get started with the next. Representing Italy.
Well, they're moving on. The Italian, the next gymnast. Well, a score has come up of 13.166. So I think that must be what we're settling on. 13.166 for Sol Scott of Great Britain.
Oh, big opening tumble, 2.5, double front. Oh, and that's how you stick a landing, double twisting, double back. Italians have had some fantastic floor workers of the past. Nicola Bartolini. That jump to full turn to support. That's an option instead of doing a balance in the corner. And gymnasts have to show this artistic work rather than just stepping. Oh, and that's a big one. Full twist, 2.5. There's a big gap between Italy and Switzerland, so they're going to need every 10th. Half in, half out to finish. Just that little step on landing, but a great routine from the Italian.
Finishing strongly. Great piece for them, floor. They qualified with the 3rd highest team score on floor of all of the countries performing here.
And that was a routine, lots of energy.
He's enjoying his time.
I've given him a score of 13.166.
But it hasn't come up on the screen.
Come up, no.
Whether there's an inquiry.
13.2 for the first of the Swiss gymnasts on the last piece of apparatus.
And now we have the 2nd gymnast for the World Gymnastic team.
Yeah. So Marinov scored a 13.533 in qualification. It's a massive routine for them. Will he stay on?
Winding up forwards, this will be a big front somersault. Oh, and that is a big deduction. He caught, but he really had to muscle out of it. Better on the back somersault with full twist. And the second one, very smooth, but that first was a bit of a problem. Nice Kachev, straight Kachev. Good Steinemann swings. Stolder up into handstand, stoop into handstand. Lots of difficulty. Double twist, double straight. Pace back, but there was a definite deduction in the middle there, wasn't there, guys?
There was, but it was a hugely difficult routine. So I'll give him a big D score. Yes, he'll pick up a big deduction, big step on landing, but it didn't fall from the apparatus.
I mean, it looked so secure, to be honest with you. Even when he messed it up, it looked like he was really going to recover it.
I thought he got a little bit lost on the dismount, actually, and he caught with a bit of a jolt through the spine. You've really got to absorb the landing. You're coming from a huge height.
13.166 for Sol Scott, so that's official.
0.1 for going out the floor.
Oh, it didn't look like his heel went down, did it?
No, and I feel like, considering he got 13.7 in qualification,
yeah.
7.66, I feel that was a bit harsh.
Yes, I would agree.
Well, Great Britain's Joe Fraser now. He did fall twice in the all-round competition on this piece. What routine will he opt for?
Well, we need a big routine now and a big score. Double twisting, double back. Good decision. Oh, look at the height of that. The double pike Arabian, you don't often see that. It's a very difficult skill to land. Beautiful double front down the side. I like that jump full turn to front support. Look at this circle above the floor. Shows his strength. Fixing the handstand, 2 seconds. The lads are right, lovely work, Joe. Two and a half straight front. That's what he slipped on in qualification. Last tumble. Come on, Joe. Come on. Double front. Yes! Sticks the landing. Well done, that man.
Oh, give him a bonus and another gold medal. That's what I say. This is going to be very, very close. Harry Hepworth still to come, but it's job done for Great Britain's Joe Fraser.
Oh, and that was great. It was a completely different routine to the one he did in qualification. That was his second tumble in qualification. So it really...
he mixed it up.
He mixed it up, yeah. He's a very versatile gymnast, isn't he? Great.
Oh, my word. Well, they're keeping us guessing. They're keeping us guessing.
Well, he only had an 11 in qualification. That was significantly better.
Much, much better.
It throws the gauntlet back across the arena to the high bar.
Yeah. One last routine for the Russian gymnasts of the World Gymnastics 2 team. Federici for Italy. 13.46. So Marinov scores a 13.133. So down on what he would have been hoping for. Noah Seifert of Switzerland. Can he keep them on the podium? This is very, very close indeed.
That was lovely swinging. Good half turn into the full twisting double back. The Kovacs cleanly out. The popular close bar element. It's got a nice pace and rhythm, this routine. And the big triple back dismount, just a one pace. That was a super routine.
The cowbells are clanging.
Well, I think they've done enough to hold off the Italians, and you can see what it means to them. Qualified in second place for this team final. And just when he was needed, pops that big triple.
Joe Fraser scores a 13.066. Honestly, every tenth, it's very, very close now. World Gymnastics 2 have gone ahead of Great Britain by 0.2. There's going to be 0.2 in it. The final routine. Harry Hepworth up against Arseny Ducno. But first, Italy have to go on floor.
Big opener. We saw this guy do a cracking vault, double twist, immediate double front. Oh, and look at the height there. The half in, half out in the straight position. Unfortunate just outside the floor. And then a strange step to the side. Wide arm, lift to handstand, head as close to the floor as possible. This gymnast opting for the balance, and you can see why a lot of gymnasts prefer to take it out, because when you're pumped full of adrenaline, it's really hard to balance on that one leg. Big last tumble, full twist into a double pike somersault, and he's got one more to go. Oh, and he may be just out of time. He stuck the dismount, so get the 0.1 bonus, but I think he was just out of time there, Christine.
Well, the whistle certainly went, didn't it? That's only a 0.1, even if you are overtime. It's not a huge deduction.
And he gained a 0.1 for the stick, I would have thought.
Wow, this is a nerve-wracking moment, isn't it?
Noah Seifert scores a 13.666. So, what a huge routine this is for Arseny Duckno. This score is up against Great Britain's floor score. There's 0.2 in it. The World Gymnastics 2 team are ahead of Great Britain by a hair's breadth.
Oh, and this young gymnast has got a lot of pressure here on his shoulders. Look, you can see the swing change. Here comes the full twist. That was a great catch. And a second one, little bit closer. Now the Kachevs, the straight Kachev. He works with his hands very close together. Nice forward swing. Squat dislocation, just a little off handstand. So beautifully supple and well prepared, this gymnast. Stalled her up to handstand. The big dismount. Here we go. Double twist, double straight. Well, it was a great routine from him. They've really pulled themselves together the second half of the competition.
Well, he's had a very, very good day. As Arseny Duckno, he thinks he's done enough. Well, Harry Hepworth will have something to say about that.
Rest assured.
Well,
he put everything in, but Christine, there were a few little bits in between, a little bit close on one of the catches. I think it was the second.
Yeah.
If we can see it, but he's got great height, but that is a bit close, and he caught on a downward swing. The squat half, great position in handstand. It has to really stay, I feel, under the 14 for Great Britain to have a chance to claw it back on the floor.
And Harry needs the routine of his life here.
he certainly does. He scored a 14.333 in qualification, did Harry. 13.433 for Italy. So Harry's going to go before Duckno's score is in. So just go for it, Harry. That's all you can do, mate. Great Britain here looking to retain and defend the team title in Zagreb in Croatia. It's down to Harry Hepworth's floor.
Double twisting, double straight. He needs the routine of his life for a gold medal. Oh, lovely control, double twist, double front. It is a hugely difficult routine. 3.5. Just a slight glance on the floor, immensely strong. Look at this, on hydraulics. Straight leg, top planche. triple double, 2 somersaults, 3 twists. Come on, stand up, triple twist.
Come on, Harry. You've got
One
this.
final tumble to go.
Come on, you've got it.
To land on a gold medal. Stands up, double twisting, double back. The slightest of adjustments with his feet. I think that's good enough, Matt. Christine.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
think that's good enough.
It's good enough. It's good enough.
It is, sure. It's going to go 14 plus. Have we got the score in for Duckno?
Duckno's score is in. It is in, but I think he needs 13.73.
Oh,
Harry.
Harry.
Yes.
Oh, it's got to be, hasn't it?
I think he does. I think that's what he needs. I think Duckno's score was 13.533.
Yeah.
And I think it's 13.
Over 14,
7-3.
and he's got it. Over 14.
This is it. This is the moment. They came here to defend the title. The Russian gymnasts came here to make their mark and take gold. But I don't think Arseny Duckno did enough, and I think Harry Hepworth has absolutely nailed it. 13.533 for Arseny Duckno. So we're just waiting for confirmation now that Great Britain have done it, and Harry Hepworth has done the floor routine of his life. What a team they are. Every single tenth, every performance was outstanding. 14.3! Great Britain retain the title!
Fantastic! Fantastic!
They've done it!
What a performance! And what a message to the rest of the world!
They fought for every single tenth, and look at what it means. Great Britain win gold ahead of the World Gymnastics 2 team. They just couldn't beat Great Britain. And Switzerland, they take the bronze with Italy in 4th, Germany 5th, France 6th, Belgium 7th, and Hungary in 8th. But what a performance from the British lads. They are yet again European team champions.
They clawed back 7 marks from qualification against the Russian gymnasts that make up the World Gymnastics 2 team, and it went down to the wire, and in the end by 0.57. Great Britain, get your head around this, 246.728. World Gymnastics 2, 246.158. What about that? We thought they had the potential. We thought they might just do it. And what a team. It wasn't faultless, but they did it. Christine.
Fantastic. What a wonderful performance from these British boys.
I cannot think the last time we were jumping up and down on our feet in the commentary box like that. Unbelievable. Talk about delivering under the pressure. New guys in the team did an absolute fantastic job. I cannot wait to see what Beth and Sam were doing in the studio, jumping up and down, going crazy. What an afternoon of gymnastics. This is why this sport is the best sport in the world. Wow. So that's it. Great Britain first, World Gymnastics Team 2. Switzerland number 3, Italy in 4th, Germany 5th, France 6th, Belgium 7, Hungary 8th. What about that? Back to you guys in the studio. I can barely speak.
I absolutely loved that. What a team final. We knew it was going to be good. We knew it was potentially going to be close. But, I mean, it was literally routine for routine all the way around, Beth.
Yeah, I mean, especially that last round, that last rotation, we were literally comparing every single score.
Yeah.
And watching that final floor routine, we knew what WG2 had scored, so we knew exactly what Harry had to get. And we were kind of celebrating before he'd finished.
The thing is, it's so hard to pick out, you know, best performances because everybody stepped up. I mean, Saul Scott, as his first sort of experience in that cauldron It's a cauldron.
That's just incredible, Matt. I mean, it's 19 years of age. There's nothing that prepares you for an environment like that, an opportunity like that, a moment like that. And he's been asked to do four apparatus he's been asked to do as a teenager, and he's just absolutely knocked it out of the park. I mean, what a final. It had everything. Drama, falls, incredible routines. Just what an advert for how incredible the sport is of gymnastics.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you know, we were all thinking this morning, is there any way that they can keep in contention and literally in touch with the World Gymnastics 2 team? But, you know, it just wasn't their day, was it, Beth?
Yeah, it just shows with our sport, just a couple of mistakes and it can totally flip the results.
Yeah.
But then you've also got to give the Great Britain team full credit that, yes, they had a couple of things here and there, but they fought for every single tenth. Where I think it was Jonas on P-bar just had a slight error. He was not fazed about it. He just carried on. So every single score was crucial to that.
Yes, and I think it's the response, isn't it, how you react to what's going on. And, you know, for the World Gymnastics 2 team, those Russians, things started going a little bit off the rails, and you could see they're getting a bit feisty, a bit het up, and that just forces things sometimes, and there's no flow there.
There isn't, and as a team you can feel the energy of your teammates, you know. So the gymnast there on vault that was clearly really frustrated afterwards, that feeds into your mindset going into the next apparatus. And on the flip of that, the reverse, we were so good on vault. Courtney did a vault that he's probably hardly done since he's been in Croatia. That gives you that positive momentum. And then, you know, I mean, we had our own moments with Courtney obviously on the parallel bars, but I mean, wow, the free gymnast sticking there, their dismounts on rings. I think we really came out the blocks just firing, and that probably shocked the team from World Gymnastics too.
I'll tell you what is cool is the fact that, you know, Great Britain have retained the title with a different team.
It is, and I think we spoke about it earlier. There's only 2 members from last year's team in this team, but it just shows the depth of the British team at the minute. We had a team out at the Commonwealth Games, we've had a team here, and there's still others at home as well. So
I mean, Jake,
the depth.
I mean, Luke was sat where you were sitting 2 days ago watching the floor final.
I don't want to be those selectors ready for the World Championships. That's going to be a hard selection.
And there were so many dynamics going on, Matt. Obviously, these athletes here, they want to be on that World's team, so they're trying to fight for their place and put the best scores out. And I think with Harry today, you know, all week, he's produced these performances where you felt he's got a little bit more in the tank, but today, I mean, he's really come out and probably done the routines he's hoped he'd be able to do the whole week. And we hoped that yesterday that he would come out and he'd be able to produce, and the routines he's done today, some of the best routines I've ever seen him do. I mean, we really needed that as a team, and that, you know, seeing Harry go up and stick his triple back on that rings routine, everybody in the team knows what that means. You could see the momentum shift. I mean, I remember back in 2012, everyone remembers Christian sticking that vault. It just changed. All of a sudden, you've got the momentum, and what a thing to watch.
And the pressure that Harry must have felt when he stepped up there. I mean, it's obviously different when you know, with Sol and what have you, he's trying to keep the momentum going. He's there, and then suddenly it falls on your shoulders. You step up, and there's literally one routine between you and your team winning gold medal. And I mean, the way he conducted himself was phenomenal. I mean,
and it was probably his best floor routine he's done. He came straight out in the first tumble and stuck his double straight, and each tumble that goes by, us here in the studio and the guys in the commentary box are thinking, come on, just put it on your feet, put it on your feet. But it was just incredible. And when he'd done this small hop there, I think he knew. You could see it in his celebrations. The team knew. But until those scores come through, you really don't know how it's going to end up. And it was so tight going into that final routine from both Arseny Duckno there and Harry, and 2 of the best specialists in the world. Really just going neck to neck. It was just incredible.
Well, we can hear from Harry right now. He's talking to David McDade. Let's see what he's got to say.
Hi, that's simply incredible. We saw the celebrations at the end. Just tell us what's going through your mind right now.
I was so scared before that. I knew I needed to hit an impeccable routine and just get through cleanly, and I did that, and I'm just so happy for the team.
Double European champions, you backed up that team medal from last year. We knew that you could make up some points, but that was just incredible. How did you manage it?
Well, I've had a pretty rough week, as you guys have seen, but I managed to recuperate myself last night and really dig deep and give it everything today.
That team performance, though, where did it come from?
just the amount of numbers we put in behind the scenes, you know, we're so close, and to come out here and perform them routines, couldn't be any happier.
You've got a mixture of experience and youth. Saul Scott stood out for me, his first senior team final, and boy did he deliver.
Honestly, next level. I mean, to do that floor routine that he did in the vaults, like next to none, and the pommel routine at the start, you can't learn that.
Talk to the team spirit, because you guys were with each other all the way.
Yeah, we all knew it was a fight right to the end, and we just kept delivering, fighting, doing the routines that we could, and yeah.
World champs next.
100%.
Thanks very much, Harry. Well done.
Thank you.
So lovely just to see that smile on his face. He's looked a little bit down, hasn't he, over the last few days, but what that means to him, and again, it's just coming back to that team spirit and those lads and the fire that they've got, and how we have world-class athletes because of the gymnasts that are in the squad, pushing each other all the time.
Yeah, I mean, success breeds success, doesn't it? And those guys train with each other day in, day out. They push each other. They work so well as a team. And these moments, these team competitions where you're really put to the test, it really tests your character, is when you build those bonds, and they're the memories that last forever. These guys will remember this day and this moment, you know, for the rest of their lives. It's such a special thing to go out there and compete in a sport like ours where you are the individual doing the routine. It's very different in a team setting, you know, and it means so much more, and this is such a special thing for these guys, because you're right, Matt, the depth we have, everybody's competing to get a place on that team.
Yeah.
And the guys that are sat back at home, they're going to find it tough now, because they've all really come out here and, you know, made it very hard for the selectors, like Beth said, because it's hard to take one of those guys out of that lineup. I mean, the grit, the determination, but the excellence in the performance, the quality is just right there.
Well, here come the top three in Europe as far as the teams are concerned, and Switzerland are back on the podium. They took the silver medal last year, but they'll be happy with the bronze in the company that they're in, that's for sure. And the World Gymnastics 2 team made up of the Russian gymnasts. We all wondered how they would perform. We wondered what they could do, how they would react to international competition, and well, they've answered that with a silver medal in the men's team final. It wasn't without deductions, but they've put a strong message out to the rest of the world. However, they could not be victorious over the British lads today. They came here to defend their title, and each and every one of the British gymnasts played their part in retaining the title of European champions. What a team. What a bunch of champions they are, each and every one of them. And they won that title the hard way, the best way, went all out for difficulty, smashed it on execution. And just two of the gymnasts from the last team are in this team. So as we've been saying, the strength in depth, the squad, the difficulty for the selectors going forward. British Gymnastics on the men's side is in a very, very good place. Harry Hepworth, Saul Scott, Courtney Tulloch, Jonas Rushworth, and the great Joe Fraser. Get the Union flags flying high.
The medals will be presented by...
So a fifth medal for the men at these championships. Quite a few of them have been hung around the neck of Joe Fraser, but there's another to add to the collection. And what a floor routine Harry Hepworth did. What a rings routine he did. Courtney Tulloch hopefully is okay as far as his shoulder is concerned. Just that one little glitch on parallel bars, but my word, he stepped up and completed that routine to get the vital tenths that kept them ahead of the World Gymnastics 2 team. A gutsy performance from Courtney Tulloch. Incredible from Saul Scott. Jonas Rushworth played his part too. Harry Hepworth and Joe Fraser, every ounce the talisman of that team. So Great Britain are once again European team champions of Europe, ahead of the World Gymnastics 2 team who took the silver, and Switzerland take the bronze. But look at that. That's a picture. Huge congratulations to one and all.
Take a picture. This is your moment. Thank you guys for...
So Great Britain take the title ahead of World Gymnastics 2, the silver, and Switzerland fought for the bronze medal. Well, it says a lot, doesn't it, for Switzerland to have got the silver last year and the bronze this year. They're still, you know, they're up there pushing, Beth.
They were, and you could see throughout the competition they were really fighting for every tenth. They had a couple of errors throughout, but I think throughout this whole competition, those top 3 teams, they were not giving up every tenth because they knew how close it was going to be. And that, for me, is what really stood Great Britain on top today. They literally fought for every tenth possible. And yeah, really proud of them.
And actually didn't look at the qualification sheet of going, oh, well, no, World Gymnastics 2 is 7 marks ahead, we can't really do. They went out to win it right from the outset.
Yeah, and they weren't intimidated one bit, and that's the thing about a team final. You just can pull something a little bit extra out of you. I mean, Courtney, maybe if he was doing that parallel bars in an individual event, might have stopped the routine and walked away, but actually when it's the team, no, you've got to keep going. You need that score, and they just fought for every single tenth. And it came down to those tenths. We needed those tenths in the end. So every stuck dismount that we got, every 0.1 bonus, it really added up when it came round to that final rotation.
Yeah, and actually how key that floor from Joe Fraser was as well, because of what happened to him in the all-around competition, scoring 11. And then he mixed up his routine to the point where Christine in commentary was like, oh, well, he did that in a completely different order. So he rejigged it all in order to tactically win the goals.
Yeah, I think they made a couple of smart decisions today. Obviously, we looked at Harry's vault. They downgraded. It was still a 5-2 with the handspring 2.5. But rather than put in risk, they went for clean, quality gymnastics. And then the same with Joe. We knew that he had had those errors, and he made those changes. They knew they needed a clean, solid routine, and that's what he did.
Yeah, and actually thinking of the way Harry performed as well, the cleverness of doing the 2.5 on vault as opposed to going for the big vault that you think, we need all the tenths. Actually, what they needed was to hang on to the tenths.
Yeah, really clever decision-making from the coaching team, the athletes themselves. They will have discussed, OK, what floor routine can I do now? Is when Joe's thinking about, right, I'm going to go up, I've got the confidence I can do a good routine, but let's play with that construction a little bit to make sure that when it comes down to that big moment, if it does, I feel confident enough that I can put all the tumbles on my feet and put out the score that we're going to need. And I think they did. All of the decision making was spot on, because you couldn't make a mistake today, because that World Gymnastics 2 team, their difficulty is so high that even with mistakes they can challenge for that gold medal. So they needed to get everything right, and they did. It was perfect.
Yeah, and to be able to compete in that fizz as well was, I found it absolutely incredible, because, you know, for the selectors going forward, it's okay having the difficulty, but you need to be, when all that stuff's bubbling and all that stuff's going on around the arena, to actually stand there and go, okay, I can do this.
Yeah, and that's the hard bit. You cannot replicate that in the gym. You can do everything you possible to put the gymnasts under pressure, but ultimately, when you're in that environment, under that pressure, it's how the gymnast handles it, and every single one of them is able.
5 medals it is. Thank you, guys. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Your afternoon of sport is continuing here on BBC Two, and it's time for a bit of athletics. The latest Diamond League event is underway in Poland, so let's join Sarah Mulkerins to guide us through it.